Joined tonight by my boy Zero. How is it going, homie?
It feels like I've been seeing you more than my girlfriend at this point here, Chief. We've been seeing each other for days now, and it's
true.
getting crazy.
Tell your girlfriend sorry. I'm not trying to steal her man or anything. We just out here holding it down. It has been an exciting week of Aperon. So many epic matches. So much meditate dominance. Congratulations. I know you guys are
Thank
feeling
you.
on top of the world.
Yeah, it's just been a great week for everyone so far, especially with the win for the SA region. Definitely not one we thought we stood a good shot, but Sharpie was just absolutely insane. But hey, today we're gonna have the E4E New Dawn finals for the Southeast Asia region, and we've got a lot of crack players here as well.
Absolutely. We have a lot of crack players, and 1437's not amongst them, which means it is open for everyone else to fight for this first place. And, until you take down the GOAT, he has to be recognized as the GOAT. That's just the way it is. He fought his way through the losers bracket, came back up, and was able to do the thing under the weather, feeling a little bit sick. Gotta, take your hats off to the man. And, really, your guys' performance, it definitely put a fire in our ass. I bought some planets today. We got some more breeding going. We made sure we're getting everyone set up the best we can, getting practice sessions going. Because, at the end of the day, I know Theban takes his esports very serious. And I know him being the player, and you as well, you guys being the management and, also players, it kind of makes it easy to train, right? You guys can just play all the time. And when people come in, you guys are very welcoming. You help them, you teach them. So all you need is hungry players, and you guys can really facilitate them with, strong planets, strong gameplay, and really give them such high-level training that when they go into tournaments, it might even feel a little too easy sometimes, So good off to you guys. That's hard work. I respect that, and I appreciate that, and that's what the scene needs.
Yeah, I think it's good for everybody, not just us, but everybody who's playing the game to be a part of a community, whether it's Meditate or APG or any community. The game is much more fun, much more easy to learn, and for yourself to grow if you're part of a group of people who have the same mindset, the same goals, and yeah, it's very important to find that community and be a part of it, because it
takes work.
Yeah, it is. It's not. It sure is a single player game, but to succeed in it, to be good in it, you can't be on an island.
Nah, you need your training partners. You need other smart brains. Because with just looking at a skill tree, right?
Yeah.
And figuring it out, and not like everyone thinks they've got it figured out until someone's smarter than you's like, wait, dude, if you do this, it's gonna allow you to do this, and in the big picture, you're gonna be better at this, which is the thing you keep losing because of. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Now I'm pro. You see me? I'm pro. I know everything now because he just told me. But it's different when you have all these different minds come together and talk about it and figure it out and theory craft and test it. That's the thing. This game, what people are going to use to a degree. Like what the best. If you're playing this game at a high level and you're really annoyed by something, the only way you're going to beat it is if you play against it so many times that it becomes automatic. That's the only way. So if you don't want to lose your ladder points, if you want to win in a tournament, you better find someone that's going to use FC5 all day and practice against them. And they better be good at it too. Kusei, I'm pretty sure he practiced a lot of FC5 because you could tell at the end of games, didn't matter what the position was, in FC5 versus FC5, he always ended up winning. And that showed, when it came down to that clutch time, he knew how to angle them, how to space them, where to go, where not to go, etc., and so on. And that comes from playing a matchup. So, to you players out there, if you want to be the best, you got to train like the best. And that doesn't mean just playing arena all the time. That's not going to cut it.
Yep, absolutely. It's the repetition, to get that muscle memory, it becomes second nature once you get used to something. So very important to put the work in, put the hours in, and that's what differentiates good players from great players is the effort that they put behind everything they do.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for coming out. I know it is weekend time. People are busy doing their thing, and we love that you guys are out here supporting.
Oh yeah.
I think. So we're doing a double elimination, best of threes until the finals. bracket reset if the losers bracket finalist beats the winners bracket finalist, and we're gonna be doing it big, and we're gonna have El Ichnim versus Kusei as our first match. That is gonna be exciting.
Oh yeah, it's I think we saw this matchup before, right, Chief? In the Zenith Invitational, was it Ichnim? No. Oh no, that was last week's top 8 qualifiers for the New Dawn.
That makes sense. Wow, great memory, bro. Incredible. Yeah. That could be. I don't remember. I actually couldn't tell you. But Ichnim beat Zach. So let's just throw that out there real quick. Zach in the losers bracket right off the bat. Kind of crazy. I did not expect that. So, good luck to everyone in the losers bracket. You're going to all have to face Zach. Have fun with that. And then Claudius versus Mino. That also could be a very, very good match, a potential finals. I think Claudius, Mino, Kusei, Zach, probably my top 4 coming into this.
Yep.
But obviously, all these players are ridiculous.
Yeah, I think Zach beat Ichnim in the Zenith Invitational. So this time, it's Ichnim getting that upper hand. Making it to the top 6 already in winner bracket upper bracket semifinals here. So yeah, it's gonna be, like you said, Chief. I think the only surprise for the top 6 right now is Ichnim facing against Kosei in our first match for today.
So I think it is time. Let's jump right into our first match. Let's get this action going. E4E, a new dawn. Brought to you by Aperon, supported by Loot Rush, and run by E4E. You know what I'm saying? We are out here doing the thing. Ichnim, aka the Chaser, from Vietnam. Ancient 8. He's using a quad, or he likes quads. He loves hunters. This is beautiful work, by the way. Adeline, hats off. Wow. Leaderboard, top 16 ranks, win rates, top 16 stats. Holy shit! What is going on here? This is madness. This is absolutely beautiful.
Everything we need to know about a player just right here in one screen.
I'm done. I'm done. Insane. This is insane. Bro, this is like ESL. They ain't got nothing on us, bro. They ain't got nothing on us. Let's go, E4E. I'm proud of you guys. So, Kusei, also Philippines, but he's from Philippines. We got Philippines versus Vietnam. Meditate versus Ancient 8. Oh my god, my brain, bro. It's so slow. I have to think about every word I say. Win rate in the top 16, and his rank was 3rd. So what we did is, if you won your qualifier, right, you would
rank 1,
get a higher rank.
Yep.
And then if you got 2nd but wait, is that a mistake? Anyways, I don't know. I don't remember all the numbers. But yes, it is nice. We're doing things, and I'm excited because Kusei was the up-and-coming, or was kind of the dark horse in the Zenith Invitational. Oh, yeah. He came out of nowhere and just went absolutely ham. Oh, I see what it is. Top 16, they both got rank 3. That's what happened, and they both had a 67% win rate. Okay. All is correct. Well done. And Season 2 ranks, both top 100. But Ichnim, it's kind of turning out like this Ancient 8 squad, they're deep. They got killers.
Absolutely. They've got so many players in the top 200 that is insane. Every 2 games you probably meet them twice. So that's how many players they have in the leaderboard last season, and they've been really grinding. They've been practicing with each other. I know they gather in internet cafes to train against each other. So that's something insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is amazing, and that is the beauty of Vietnam is there are these gaming centers all over the place, and it's so nice to see people meet up and do the tingy while spreading the Web3 gaming world.
Absolutely, it brings both worlds together, and it's really something that we hope happen more in the future. But here we're gonna have the first match of this best of 3 series happening right now. And looks like Ichnum, is he gonna play FC5? Nope, this is that's a clear ground for Ichnum. Wow, it's gonna be the lava eruption here for Kosei.
That was funny. Ichnum actually missed the priest with the EC5, then just went over and pushed him in. Like, oopsie, my bad, bro. Little nervous. It's tournament time, but he's focusing on that priest, getting him out of here first, which is the first thing you have to do. If you don't do that, things snowball pretty badly. And it's double priest. Oh, he didn't finish him. And this is what I'm talking about. If you don't finish him clean, they're already just like not dying now, right? It's becoming a problem already.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta make sure you double tap the priest just to make sure it's down and out, or else you're gonna just have to spend a bit more energy. That's what happened to Ichnum. He had to spend 3 more energy just to finish it off, and that could be the difference maker in this match. But Kosei still has 1 priest alive. Another lava eruption does come out, but both players
spiky up on the Guardian. So getting hit by 2 beams, but you still see Kosei sitting at full health, and EC5 cancel, very nice, and that priest is still alive.
Yeah, he needs that priest to stay alive as long as possible, at least until he finishes off the Guardians, because without the priest, he's not gonna be able to sustain the reflect damage coming from the lava towers. So he has to make sure that.
But how's he going to kill the priest, right? Because that Guardian does no damage. Nice movement right there from Ichnum, getting away from the gust wind dash. And, right there, Kosei, he wanted that, and that would have been huge. That might have been good game, actually, because he would have kept the priest alive.
Yeah, and now it's not looking good here for Ichnum. Oh, but look, Kosei taking a lot of damage out of nowhere. This matchup is supposed to be favorite for the FC5, but somehow
Hold on, what just happened? I missed the reflect. Oh, was it the reflect from that last Guardian?
Yeah, he wasn't prepared for like the huge amount of reflect. Oh, Ichnum dropping very low from tanking the lava tower, so both sides are actually very even right now. Kosei has a shot. He just needs to place this well. The damage coming in, and Kosei's gonna come back and win this in the first game.
Ichnum going for that auto attack, thinking if I hit this, I win. Wow, I don't know if that was the play, but it's tough because FC5 has a huge advantage right there in that mid game until the circle gets much smaller. Wow, well played by both players. Ichnum falling by the hair on his chinny chin. And switching it up a little bit here.
Yeah, he has to put his apostles together. That's the proper placement if you want to play against the FC5, or if you're playing against the desecrated ground, you want to split them up. So both very different, but very much the same here as well. The priest is in range of this desecrated ground. Kosei didn't get to cancel it, but I don't think he has enough damage to finish him off here.
I think I know, but just for the people out there that may not know, you want your apostles together against FC5 because it spreads the damage amongst them and it doesn't just melt 1 or 2 of them off the map.
Exactly.
All right, well, it's the minimum, the mini effect, the small things, you guys, that make the difference, that make you a winner or a loser. And it's really hard for Ichnum to kill this priest with all these Guardians on the floor, getting his rogue up close and personal, and it's almost dead, but just got a big boy heal.
Yeah, almost invincible, keeping it alive. But here, Kosei is in trouble. I think the priest is almost down. Here comes the reflex. Kosei needs to keep the priest alive, but just a bit more. Circle healing does come out, but he loses the priest, and all the Guardians are still very healthy. Now, this is a tough matchup here for Kosei. Without the priest, he's not going to be able to sustain the damage from the reflex, from the prickly personality from the Guardians, and he's going to have to watch out how he uses the lava eruptions.
Beautiful play right there. It was very expensive. He spent a lot of mana right there. So in the end, maybe not a beautiful play because it just got, another tower came right out. But you got to try, right? You got to force their hand, and these Guardians are still alive. He does have 1 with the prickly up. It doesn't look like he's going to get the pricklies off, though, so well played by Kosei. But Ichnum not in a terrible position, up on HP. The apostles for Kosei are also down at this point, and it's going into the 1v1 with Kosei down about 1/3 of his HP.
Yeah, still Kosei's in a decent spot here. He has, not sure about his energy, but he's got good placement so far, and he's going to be able to even out the HP very easily. Here, another 2 towers is going to force him out of that area. So Kosei, if you look at that HP, he just regained the advantage here, and it's just gonna get harder and harder for Ichnum to play until the circle goes towards the very end.
Yeah, this is very, very tough right here. He's trying to play EC5s, but like, what is that really doing, right? It just gives him a little bit of zoning, so it's not bad. It's just not really changing the game for him. Nice cancel right there, though, and it's Ichnim's turn. It's his time. Even a couple little ticks on the EC5 against Kusei, and who's gonna... Oh, but he's way down right now. He did get off the zip zaps. And the cancel.
Oh, the 2 cancels. I mean, it's probably the hardest skill to cancel, and Ichnum did it twice, so that allows him to take this 1 versus 1 just auto attack fight, and he's definitely winning here. More zip zaps being used on both sides. HPs are pretty much even right now. The stun is gonna be crucial. Can Kosei get it off? No, Kosei is gonna fall. The auto attack way too strong, and Ichnum forces us to a game number 3.
Beautiful job. It is so hard to cancel FC5s.
Absolutely.
And you saw the first one Ichnum missed, right? He tried to go into the towers, do the dash, the dive off screen. He missed by just a little bit, and it's hard to hit the long dives because they see it coming, and these players are freaking good at the game, so they react instantly. And they're like, "Oh, circle gone. Later, bro."
Yeah, it's huge, huge. 2 cancels in a single game is very hard to do, but Ichnum gets it, makes it look easy, and forces us to a game number 3 now. We are down to the decider for the first series here now, and both priests, at least one of the priests, is out of range of anything. Kosei, can he cancel this EC5? Is going to be huge. Ichnum trying to get the perfect one off. No, he gets cancelled there by the retribution. Absolutely huge. Good job there by Kosei. That's going to give him a good start, but oh no, Ichnum gets the second one off. Kosei tried to push his own priest out of the EC5, but couldn't get himself in the proper area, so he's going to take a lot of damage on those priests. Taking a bit of healing up, but he loses 1 priest already. That is trouble here for Kosei.
Yeah, Ichnum playing this really well. I mean, he took out Zach to start, now taking out Kusei potentially in this first set if he can bring this home. Obviously, it's hard, but look at those pricklies. Look at those pricklies. He did not have that, and this is it. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. This could be the end of Kusei. He may just melt. Wait, did he cancel some? Nah, maybe 1. But he's dropping. His health is going down quickly. And now Ichnum is going to put the pedal to the metal. He's going to start that auto-attacking, zip-zapping game right now. And that's the play. That's what you got to do. Maybe even get a little bit of a taunt going on right there. Okay, another auto attack coming on. Ichnum looking very strong right here. Still has 2 very strong guardians and a prickly personality, bringing it out. And here we go. Kusei is gonna melt, and Ichnum doesn't even have to do anything.
Just has to emote and take the win there. Ichnum, huge plays, able to get the bad matchup and take the first game of the series. That is huge. That is going to put a lot of pressure on Kosei because he's supposed to win this matchup. He's supposed to have the advantage in this specific composition, but Ichnum playing very well, especially in that game number 2, set him up for this perfect win in the 3rd game.
I mean, let's be real. If you're coming out of the Ancient 8 camp, you know how to deal with FC5. If anybody knows how to deal with FC5, it's Ancient 8 players that practice with Zach.
Absolutely.
And not just Zach, and Tao, like a lot of them, right? They love their their FC5. So, like I actually mentioned before the show, if you hate FC5, play against it a lot. And look what happened. Ichnum coming in, taking out 2 FC5 players right off the... Well, he hasn't won yet, but he took out Zach. He wins set 1 against Kusei. We're going to go into set 2 here in just a moment. And this is exciting to see another new... Not new name, but new player shining on a big stage.
Absolutely. It gets boring if you see Michael Jordan winning, 3 times. That's why people were so excited when he took a retirement. And you want the storylines. You want different stories coming up to play. Sure, I mean, winning 3 times is a story on its own, but sometimes people just get tired of seeing the same winner over and over again. And, Ichnum here, forcing Kosei to a corner, losing 1 more series means that Kosei will drop to the lower bracket. That is huge. And
Zach's down there. Sensei's already down there. Some tough players are down there. So it's amazing to see. And Ichnum our dark horse so far in this Tournament of Champions, moving, to the 1-0 of this best of 3, and I'm excited. I'm really curious to see. I think Kusei is going to switch it up. I think he's going to bring out AC5. And I'm wondering if Ichnim is ready for it.
Yeah, it's going to be... Let's see. It's... I mean, Kosei did very well in the first game, but both the second games, Ichnim made good adjustments. It wasn't a apostle adjustment. It wasn't, a planet adjustment. It was a game plan adjustment, and he did very well to find the missing piece to allow him to win here.
You think it might have been just killing the priest faster? Because game 1, he kind of messed that up a little bit. It was a little bit not clean, and he lost. And then after that, it felt like he figured it out perfectly. Priest down, prickly up, ready to go, boom, bang, pow, thank you, next.
Yeah, that was the main difference, is that, the priest survived a full minute longer than the next 2 games. So having that, finishing it off fast is very crucial for Ichnim to have any chance of winning. Because if the priest survives till the end, whatever reflect you have, it's not going to be enough. And eventually, the FC5 is just going to be stronger in the late game.
It's basically an Inferno Tower, it just... and you're dead. And you're like, damn it, man, that's not even fair. So we got someone, Dubu Kid. What is good, Dubu Kid? Learning the game, Grar's Guide. How are you doing? Potato Chips, Zab Hell. Welcome. Le Baker in the house. Young Guay, HP Hang 1999, Logic, Nility, Water Elon, Adeline. How is everybody doing tonight? Thanks for coming out. This is Hype. This is Aperon Esports. This is E4E, A New Dawn. You already know. Let's get into set number 2, and let's see if Kusei can, bring it back, or if Ichnim's going to continue with the upsets.
Yeah, I definitely look, after seeing that first game, after seeing Ichnim perform, I think if we don't see a game 3, it's going to be very disappointing. Both sides played very well, and it came down to small differences, small changes on on Ichnim's side that allowed him to take the win. So Kosei, he has to adapt to what Ichnim has been doing, and maybe you can see a game number 3. If not, we might see Kosei dropping to the lower brackets, and that's a scary place down there right now.
All right, we're hopping into set number 2. Formation phase is live, and Ichnim, he's expecting the AC5. Oh wait, because he sees the planet, derp.
Yeah, he sees the planet. He's gonna make the apostle adjustment. Not gonna play the guardians. And now he's a bit confused. All right, which of these 3 guardians is a bit more suitable? And is that definitely the one with the castle guard?
And they don't show the IVs, right? Yeah. I feel like that's something they could add, because it's very frustrating. Obviously, the argument is learn your apostles, get good. But it would be nice if you just saw the IVs there.
Yeah, just because a lot of us have identical apostles with basically the same skills, we kind of want to see the differences. But here, it's going to be headshots all around, a lot of damage to the apostles of Kosei already, so he is in a bit of trouble. But being an AC5, you don't really mind if your apostles are dead. You actually prefer your apostles to be dead in this matchup, so that your opponent can't get any healing off. Good castle guard to prevent the damage from the return. But Kosei's still in a decent spot here, still full HP.
Full HP. Ichnim also sitting at a lot of HP, getting out of the way of the slam. Well done, throwing up the zip zap. And I like what Ichnem's doing here. He's keeping his distance, right? It's like using a jab in boxing. He's not letting Kusei just get in there and do huge damage without having to run into a stun, run into a headshot. Boom! Nice headshot coming out right there. Didn't hit Kusei, but that mage is about to drop. And, Ichnim still has EC5s in the tank later on in the game to heal this back up.
Yeah, he's he knows how to play against this matchup. You never want to take the damage head on, so he's definitely keeping his distance here. But Ichnim dropping down to half already. The return gonna root him in place, but it's not gonna be too bad. He still has apostles to heal up from. He still has his desecrated ground on the ground, and just a bit more HP before he goes into that 4 versus 1 situation. for Kosei to try and...
So, small thing, I feel like Ichnam shouldn't have auto-attacked right there. Super small thing, let another tick of EC5 go. Take that, just min-maxing, right? Like minimal min-maxing. Little things, guys, because if you add up all these little things, it makes a difference. That match where you lost by 1 HP at the end in the smallest circle, that was why. Because you autoed instead of EC5ing that one time, right? So, But look at this. Kusei, he's in trouble. He's not getting his feathers out. He's getting stunned up over and over again. Ichnam with the control of the game, with the shields up, full HP, and Ichnam has come to play today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, definitely a tough situation towards the end. Kosei didn't finish off the rogue, and the rogue does a lot of damage. He didn't deal with the apostles of Ichnam very well. He has to switch up his game plan a little to stop trying to pressure the planet, because he's gonna heal the foe anyways. So he needs to focus on killing off the 2 hunters, killing off the rogue, and then going to that late game without the damage pressure that he can bring with the hunters and the rogue. He's gonna be in a much better spot.
And it's always a gamble switching it up with your apostles. You always gain something and you lose something, right?
Yep.
It's never a win-win situation, but obviously there are better matchups. And look at this. Ichnam has not really been hit by any welcome to the slams, which is a big thing. And he's been juking all of the dashes to not get his EC5s canceled. So he is really, as I say that, he gets slammed, but he's been doing a very, very good job so far. And now putting up, no, Castle Guard did not come up. He's saving it for later, dropping the prickly, probably gonna, drop the root trap and then throw up the zip zaps. That way he can just, again, it's like the jab, keep Kusei away.
Yeah, you gotta keep your distance and make sure that you don't take any unnecessary damage. Oof,
that.
The damage from the warrior just chunked him by 1,000 damage. And he doesn't have much to heal off from right now. Oh, the cancel, a bit out of range. I mean, these guys from Ancient A, they know how to play against the AC5. They know how the maximum range of the tailwind, and they are always just at the exact edge of it so that they never get cancelled. So Kosei in a rough spot right now. 5 versus 2 situation. The mage shouldn't survive for way too long here, because it's a mage, it's squishy. Now Kosei's trying to get in the face. Oh, huge damage. Can he get the return? Oh, he has the protection of the root trap slides. Very well done. Well prepared there. Switcheroo coming out, and he's gonna try and pressure him once again.
Yeah, he's going in for the pressure. He's trying to throw in some combos, some right lefts. Nice little connect there on the headshot, and backing up, nice stun. And it just looks like Ichnam has every single move planned out in his head. He knows exactly what's going on, exactly what he needs. Got your back, bringing up the shield, just staying out of the way of any big feathers. And, as he moves around the map, Kusei is going to keep taking damage from these apostles. It's still decent. Kusei has a chance here, but he's dropping quickly.
Yeah, against these 2 hunters, every time he gets close, he takes 700 damage to the face. He has to keep on moving, and he wants to take the auto trade as well.
That's
but every time he gets stunned up, it's dangerous, and Kosei in a lot of trouble. We might see Kosei dropping down to the lower bracket. It's not looking good, and Kosei will fall here. Hello, lower brackets. Ichnam, you have a new something else to brag about, because you move on to the winner bracket finals. Jeez.
Damn, son. Ancient 8 coming with another big hitter, really stepping it up. HGG, boys, you guys better step it up tonight is all I gotta say. Because this shit's crazy. These mofos, they stepping it up. They putting in the time. They go into the gaming studios. Damn, son. Let's go. That was well played. That was impressive. And, Ichnam, good job, man. I'm excited to see more of it. It was honestly perfect play. Different matchups, but perfect play each time.
Oh, absolutely. He knew how to play against every single matchup, and he had an answer to everything. And that's, like you said earlier, Chief, it all comes down to the repetitions, the practice, the hours you put in. Knowing your opponent is what Sun Tzu used to say, and that definitely gave him the advantage here.
You could see it. You could see it. Like you said, with the being at the max range of the tailwinds, of the gust winds. That is something that I started to try to do recently in my games because I'm a WC4 player and it's like the bane of my existence. So if I'm able, and I don't get to move, that's the difference. EC5, you get to move, you continue moving, right? So I just try to stay away so that I can do it without them even reaching me in time, basically. He has the advantage if he casts it and he's able to, dash out of the way. So EC5 being very, very efficient right there, because getting those canceled is very painful.
Oh, absolutely. It is. But Ishinam, he knew what to do. He had everything planned out. So, well done. I mean, upper bracket finals here for Ishinam. He's one game away from moving on to the grand finals, and a very well-deserved win for him there.
So we're going to move on to our second semifinals. It's going to be Claudius versus Mino. Mino, always a fan favorite. Claudius, a top 5 leaderboard machine. That he calls him, it's the God Slayer. Here it is, also from Vietnam. He loves the Karst. He loves the Rogue. His season rankings are very impressive, 17 and 4. And he got the top 1 rank in his top 16 tournament.
Yeah, he's a beast, finishing second for Southeast Asia in the season, the previous season, and always someone scary to face against in the ladder. I mean, every time I beat him in the leaderboard on the ladder, I just stop playing because I know I probably win once, and that's enough for me.
You're like, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm good. I'll take it. So his favorite apostle is the Bard. What?
It's another class that's not released yet, so that's interesting.
Yeah, what? Mino, do you know something? I don't know. And he loves the volcanic. I'm actually very excited for volcanics and tundras because, meditate. You guys got all the air. So, during this meta, it's going to be really tough to beat you guys. But I'm really hoping that when tundras and volcanics come around, we can try to get that NFT advantage at least, because it is a part of it, and that's why breeding is very important. I've noticed by looking on the market, there's not a lot of stuff on the market that's good. There's a lot of people that mess up the breeds. There's a lot of messed up breeds. So to anyone out there getting into Aperon, even though breeding is really cheap right now, do your research first. Figure it out. Do it right. Because you don't want to breed it wrong and end up having less abilities, which means you have less points, which means you're not as good. And then your future breeds are also going to be hurt by that. It's kind of a compounding positive or a compounding negative. So you need to really pay attention to that.
Absolutely. It's put the hours, put the research in, don't get into a rush. I know a lot of breeders who are who are just getting in, they were just so excited or just wanted to be fast and just took whatever they had, and that does hurt in the long run. And if you do it well at the start, like you said, it compounds towards the future. You get a farm that's just self-sustaining towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, right now half of our planets have never bred because we don't have the right partner and we don't want to force it, right? So we're just waiting until the right thing comes along, and that's just kind of the way it is for now. But I'd rather take our time and make sure that they're efficient and strong, because we want to make sure that any scholars or any pro players are getting the best experience possible and they're feeling strong out there in the leaderboards or in the tournament. So, it's a process, everybody. Just so you know, it is a process. And right now, the process is who's going to win this game and who's going to go to the winners bracket finals.
I mean, Mino, came up second place in the Zenith Invitational for North America. Claudius is second placed in the ladder for Southeast Asia. So both very scary players. It's going to be very exciting to see. Claudius has been playing the Sub-Zero Freeze planet for the longest of time, while Mino loves his cars. Mino loves the AC5. He loves the EC5 as well. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup for sure.
Yeah, they do both kind of have their own style. Mino did go over to the North America Europe server because in Japan, I guess it's about the same as playing with a lot of the Filipinos. Probably not a huge difference, and he did really well. Now he's coming down to the C server, which very, very stiff competition, and I'm excited to see how he does. But it also, when he plays on that America-Europe server, he plays with some ping. So, getting second place, very impressive.
Absolutely. It's with the ping difference, it does matter a little bit. It's not the be all end all, but obviously you want to be in the best conditions to compete at all times. So yeah, it does affect your muscle memory a little bit as well, because that 0.1 second of a delay might be the difference between canceling your opponent's skill or just falling flat there. So
that's AC5, when you're always twinkle toeing around, right? You always want to be able to know exactly what's going on. But Mino is a true gamer. He never complains. He always fights. He always works hard, and he always keeps his head up. He's one of the best competitors in the scene for sure. Not only from skill, but from mindset. He can really take a punch to the chin and come back and congratulate his opponents and learn from his mistakes. So love Mino. Mino's freaking awesome.
Absolutely.
And I wish him nothing but the best. But in this one, I'm going for Claudius, baby. Let's go, Claudius.
It's interesting. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I mean, Claudius, I'm not sure. I didn't see if he's sticking to what he's comfortable with. It does look like he's playing his Sub-Zero Freeze. And there we have it. Sub-Zero Freeze after the buff. It's 5 mana cost instead of 7 right now. So it's much more forgiving to use. Mino doesn't have a cancel for it, so he's gonna start taking a lot of damage on these Guardians. But he does pop the Pricklies. Oh no, gets cancelled. Those Guardians are silenced. You can't really do much with them, but one good thing about playing the Guardians here is that they're tanky. They're gonna take a lot of damage, but they can take the damage inside the Sub-Zero Freeze.
Yeah, they do just kind of sit there and eat it up. Does the one have Prickly on? Is that what damaged Claudius right there?
Yeah.
That makes sense. And look at this, over and over and over, all of the ice everywhere. And these Guardians, as tough as they are taking a lot of damage, but so is Claudius.
Yeah, it does start to stack up. Claudius and his planet doesn't have any form of healing. He has to rely on shields and the passive healing to get himself back up. So any damage he takes is going to be detrimental for him, and he wants to be able to keep his HP as up as high as possible, because Mino has a lot of late game damage, especially.
Wait, what did Mino just try to play? Was that Seed?
I think that was Desecrated Ground. He was trying to heal up, but
okay, it was EC5. You're right. I was like, wait, it looked like an Earth move, but I wasn't quite sure which one it was. So here it is. Now Mino doing the dance, the EC5 dance. Claudius trying to get a cancel. It's not easy, because as we saw before, if you are on your toes, you're just going to be able to dance away from the tailwind. And now Mino trying to counter with just a bunch of zip zaps and getting these apostles very low. Now Claudius bringing back the circle, WC6, and hiding in the circle a bit. That way that, Mino just has a tougher time getting any value on him.
Yeah, it's looking rough for Mino right now. Claudius is in a great spot, taking a lot of damage from the zip zap. He's trying to get out of there, but gets stunned up there by the zip zap as well. And more zip zaps come out from Claudius. He's more than happy to take the trade, more than happy to get into an auto attack war. Trying to put out another Sub-Zero Freeze. He needs to find the space though, because Mino has been really aggressive. Mino has been sticking to his face, making sure he cannot get it off. Good cancel there by Mino. He has a good chance right now, but Mino needs to keep up the pressure. He cannot fall back, because the moment he stops, that's when the Sub-Zero Freezes come down.
Yeah, I feel like Claudius shouldn't even try. I think he should just continue. Oh, there we go. That was a good one. Because Mino had to back off. He had to scooch back. He was getting too low. But it almost feels like in this situation, Claudius is supposed to just sit there and win the auto attack, win the zip zap game. But sometimes, your cards play a role, and you can't just discard everything, right? You got to try to use what you have. Yeah. So well played, very clean. That was a very clean. That's something about Claudius. He seems like a very calm player.
Mm-hmm.
Mino seems like a very fast player. Logic is also like a very fast player, it feels like. Not that they're actually fast in their chair. It just feels like things are happening really quickly. Sensi also plays like that. But, I feel like Claudius is a little more, it seems more methodical and slow.
Mm-hmm. Mino is Mino is more calculated. in his gameplay. He doesn't have like 300 APM. He doesn't play like at a max speed, but he's an older soul, right? So he takes his time. He makes sure that he knows what he's playing, be in the right position at the right time. So
I like that. He's an older soul. I like that a lot. That's awesome.
then you have those young ADHD kids who's just spamming their cards and just want to go fast, be flashy, and there's just it's interesting to see the different playstyles clash. But in this matchup, I think it's just both players are very, very patient. And
Mino just looks like he's 18. he's gonna look like he's 25 forever, probably, until he's like 55. It'll be great. So
Asian genes coming into play.
Yeah, he's got it like severe though. It's like real good. He's got it real. I feel like, and he's a smoker too. So hats off. You know, Japanese do live very healthy though, to be fair, for the most part. Okay. So here we go. We're going into the mid game. Both players sitting at pretty high HP. Mino down a little bit, but you know, he's not too uncomfortable here yet. But Claudius really focusing on getting these apostles out of here, and Mino down to basically one Guardian who's now sitting in the middle of the Antarctic, getting jumped by all these little green bard monsters.
The bard is Mino's favorite apostle. I mean, but still, he's not in a great spot here. Only one more Guardian left alive. Another Sub-Zero free should clean it up, but Mino's gonna get some healing off. Oh, the stun cancels it. Huge.
2 cancels in a row right there now for Claudius on EC5s. So Mino going into the ice, getting stunned in the ice, taking some unnecessary damage there. I think Mino just made a little oopsie in his mind. But okay, he got off that EC5. That was huge. Getting some healing back. He really needed that. He's going to go for another one. He even gets a little bit on Claudius directly. And now the avatar... Oh no, there's still one apostle left actually. Well, 2, but one's about to die.
Yeah, Mino's not in a great spot. He has to play against this mage. He can get the healing off, but...
Cancel again!
Tough. Really rough spot here for Mino. He's gonna fall here. HP difference way too much. Circle way too slow. One more WC6, and that's gonna be Mino falling here. Damage too much.
Alright, so now the question is Mino gonna switch it up? Or is he gonna try to run it back and just play better? That is always the question with these AC5 masters.
It's a tough matchup. I mean, his current planet doesn't have he's not playing it with the AC5, he's playing it with Zip Zap and Tailwind. And the Sub-Zero freeze range, the area effect is just way too big. You can't compare it to the Desecrated Ground, which has a much smaller area. So Claudius definitely had the upper hand in terms of the composition as a whole. So it's down to Mino. He's the one down a game. He's the one that needs to adjust right now.
Yeah, what do you think Mino should do to play against this WC6?
He has to play his AC5. He has to play his Gust Wings, get up close and personal, and be able to keep pressuring. Because compared to playing the Desecrated Ground, if you play the AC5, you dictate the tempo. You're always the ones that decide, hey, this is when I go in, this is when you need to play aggressive, or this is when you need to play defensive and force your opponents.
With the AC5, the moment is always you go to play your WC6, your WC4, and pow, you get feathers to the face.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does Claudius do, assuming that's what's up next?
Well, he doesn't know for sure. Nobody knows for sure what's gonna.
Of course.
Happening next. So he has to go with his gut, find maybe something, or if he's confident to beat AC5 with what he has as well, he doesn't need to make any changes. He can just chill, wait for him to lose, which is a weird thing to say, but wait for him to actually face adversity, then make the adjustments when he needs to.
Yeah, fair. I mean, that's always one way to do it, right? Is actually wait. But then you get into this weird spot where they can switch again, and then you switch, and you're like, scheisse. And that can be really uncomfortable. So it's always fun to see the mind games in these esports tournaments on what people decide to do and, you know, how they go about their day, because that's what makes the difference at the end of the day is those little switches, tweaks, and risks. Mm-hmm. You know, switching for Claudius would mean he's probably not playing his best planet. Oh, here we go. This is that Starfall shit.
Oh, Hello, 1, 2, 3, spam cards happening right now.
And the spam begins. Everything is just going to start schmelting. And this is going to be interesting. Is this AC5? I forget.
This is AC5.
It is AC5. I see it now.
Yeah, so this is exactly what he needs to play. Like, he can't play slow against the Sub-Zero Freeze, which is probably the best late game sort of AoE effect skill in that sense. Nice cancel. He gets it. Oh no, switcheroo! Huge switcheroo there from Claudius.
That was big.
He gets it off.
That was big. So that's probably going to be the only way Claudius is going to be able to even play that in the early game.
Yeah.
But oh wow, Mino already 1v5. So the WC6 is really doing work on the apostles from Mino.
Yeah. Claudius always loves pairing his his Sub-Zero Freeze with big old Meteor Storm, just because of how much damage it does in the area. So that's gonna always give him the advantage. Oh, Feathers not really connecting here.
Into the shield, right? Like it was decent, but the shield was up. So nice timing there from Claudius, making sure that when the feathers hit, they don't hit hard. And he gets off the snow. WC6 is open, so now he has a little bit of a safe zone where, you know, Mino's not going to want to go in there. Nice knock up, letting the Apostles chip away. And now Claudius coming back to add in some auto attack value.
Yeah, good spot here. Mino is in trouble. 4 Apostles left alive means that he has to avoid stuns, he has to avoid damage, the knock-up. Too many things for him to look out for. He also has to cancel the Sub-Zero Freeze later on as well, so he's gonna not have enough
Claudius is
mana.
Playing this really freaking well. He's keeping the switcheroos in hand. He's basically letting the Apostles fight, and he's forcing Mino to go through them every time, all the way across the map, and then he just switcheroos back out, hits him with a stun. Claudius is ready. He's playing extremely well. That was very clean, and he's one match away from going to the winners bracket finals.
Yeah, look at how he positions himself. Look at how Claudius moves. He's the ultimate defensive player, and that's what everybody should be trying to do. When you're playing something defensive, it's not just your skills. It's not just, you know, what cards you have, but the movement across the map that's very important. And Claudius I'm always protected. He's always defended. Wherever he moves, you have to go through his bodyguards before you get to him.
I'm learning because I played Water C4, and oh wow, Claudius getting knocked up double time, taking a lot of damage right off the bat, trying to hide in his ice, and Mino's having none of it. He's attacking, going right at him, knocking him up, going for damage. Claudius does get out though with a switcheroo, gets knocked up again, but that should be the end of Mino's initial onslaught.
Yeah, good damage though. You know, you remember Claudius has no healing. Any bit of damage he takes is going to last a long time. And Mino really putting the pressure up, really making sure that Claudius is not in a comfortable position. And he's also splitting up his Apostles, which means that a single Sub-Zero Freeze is not going to land on 4 Apostles. But so far, he has already brought down 2. Perfect setup for the Feathers, though, is that duration, but he gets stunned, he gets the return all into shield, so Claudius is still in a pretty okay spot, but it's starting to get sweaty here for Claudius. His HP is a bit low.
Yeah, he's going to need to go really hard here, and he's going to need to use that defensive positioning, that defensive play to his advantage. Well played right there. Nice prediction on the Feathers, putting him out. Oh, wait. Okay, nice baby cage there from Claudius, and nice stun. So now Claudius is going to try to get defensive with it.
Yeah, and that plays right into Claudius's wheelhouse. Is that, you know, he's always very, very well timed in his shields, in his defensive capabilities.
And look at this. Look at the HP. It's evening out very, very quickly.
Oh, he gets it off. Mino couldn't cancel in time, and that's going to be Claudius finishing off the last mage from the side of Mino.
The patience. I wonder how long he's been holding that WC6.
Definitely very patient.
Now jumping into the snow while Claudius popping back in, getting away, not taking any damage on the return. And it's looking like Claudius is in a really good spot here. The zip zaps are out, and Claudius goes for the straight sweep. Wow, that was the best I've seen Claudius. Like, that was perfect. That was really, really well played. Impressive.
defensive, we talked about it, right? The offense wins games, but defense wins championships. And Gladys is always on point when he's playing defensive. When he's forcing you to go to him, that's when it's the scariest, because he knows that with his baby cage, with his shields, with his switcheroos, he has so many outs. And when you are trying to always put up the tempo, sooner or later you'll slip up.
Hey, and it's okay because it is a double elimination bracket. And then that means that Mino is not out. He's got plenty of chances to go. He's got to win his next one, obviously, or else he's out. But at this point, like best of 3, you just got to win. Every match, you just got to win. And our winner's bracket final is going to be Ichnum against Claudius. So Ichnum has been the, Titan Slayer today. Let's see if he can do it again. Let's take a look at the brackets. And on the bottom, we're going to have Mino and Zach and Kusei and Sensei. These are some sick lower bracket matches right off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, the lower brackets looks like potential fight. Every single match right now looks like it could have been the potential finals. That's how stacked the Asia region is in this tournament. And it's insane that the only one that we don't expect to be going on very far in this tournament is in the winner bracket finals. Is Ichnum. He's the dark horse of this tournament, and he's doing very well so far.
And I'm curious because it looked like Ichnum, he played against matchups that are very common, and he knew how to play them perfectly. I wonder if he knows how to play against WC6. We're going to see later on, but first, we're going to jump in. We're not even going to take a break. We're going to jump straight into Mino versus Zach. We're going to keep this hype train rolling. We're going to keep the action going. So Mino versus Zach, I'm ready. This is going to be exciting because both of these players are sick nasty with it.
Absolutely. It's the lower brackets. They don't have another chance. They have no more room for error. They gotta go hard. And Mino, when you put him in, when you force him to the back foot, that's when he's the scariest.
So it is game time here. We're looking at Mino, the tough guy. He's so sweet. He's like he's the opposite. Look at that picture. Yeah, he's so tough. He's like oh man, Mino cracks me up. And it's going down at all those events and smoking a cigarette and just trying to communicate with him with hands, and it got better over time, right? The second or third event he came and he brought a little translating machine. He said he was bringing a translator. I thought he was bringing a translator person. And he showed up with this little machine, and I just was dying. I was like, this is adorable. This is so funny. And it worked. It worked. And, he has really integrated himself into the community, and he's just a legend, an absolute legend. And Zach, haven't met Zach yet, but he is an absolute legend in Aperon. He's been doing, some impressive stuff. And he was one of the favorites coming in. Now he's got to make it through the lower bracket against, the savage Mino.
Mm-hmm. Southside Emperor. I mean, that title is...
I like it. I like
goosebumps.
it. I really do. I like it. That is legit. That's dope.
Yeah, that's him, being confident. Even in his titles, not just in his play, and it's not just in himself, but even the title he gives himself it looks scary.
So, and maybe he didn't give it to himself. Maybe that's what the people of the South Side were saying. You know what I'm saying?
They call him the Emperor. That's how good he is in the game. That sounds cool. That sounds really cool.
Imagine if he's sitting at the gaming cafes and they come in and they like bow down like Southside Emperor, SSE. Welcome. Hello, sir. He comes in, they roll out a red carpet for him, like, let's go. All right, so let's jump into this match. Let's see what is going to happen. I can't even say. Coming in, I would have said Zach, but now I just don't even know anymore.
Yeah, it's just I feel like it's just a toss-up every single match from here on out. We are in the top 6 right now. Whoever loses here will finish off in 5th, 6th place. And here we have Zach playing an Oasis, it looks like, and Mino playing his Karst.
Karst. So he's bringing out the Karst. And yeah, Zach loves the Oasis. That's just his bay, which is interesting, right? Because, Oasises are not the hardest planets to get a hold of. Obviously, it's a specific one. But it shows that a lot of these top players, they like the quads, they like the tries.
Yeah, they want a little bit more flexibility in the perks. They don't want to just be locked down to 2 elements. But here we have Zach on his ever so favorite FC5, and he's going to start dropping them on one side, making sure that the damage is not split, and he's going to finish off one of the apostles really quickly already. Well, Mino is playing his Desecrated Ground this time.
Ooh, and then some Seed of Fire. Love to see that. I'm a big fan, as I also use it. It's a fun card to use, has a lot of different utility to it. What's good, Rollo? Good frickin' morning. Great day to be alive. And hell yeah, we gonna achieve the tingies. Nice to see you out here supporting the boys. And all right, Zach and Mino, losers bracket. Winner is gonna move on to face the winner of Sensi and Kusei, all big names, all of them fighting for the fame. And right now, let's see, it's looking like, Mino's just got a bunch of Guardians left.
It's going to be a long game here, Chief. I mean, with the matchup is expected, both of them aren't very aggressive. They take their time. They want to finish off Apostles first before they get together and do their thingy. So yeah.
I'm so glad that everybody can just accept that tingy is like
it's a word now.
It's a thing. It's a total tingy, and I love it, and it makes me so happy when other people say it, and I'm like, it brings tears to my eyes because tingies are great tingies. All right, so now the seeds are melting the Guardians, and look at this hand from Zach. He's got FC5s. Everywhere, but and here we go. First one coming out, putting a little bit of pressure on Mino, who's already kind of losing a little bit of HP, so I feel like Zach's in a decent spot here.
Yeah, Zach's, even the matchup is always going to be favoring him. He does have the FC5, he does have more damage, he does have the better auto attack talents as well. So Mino's gonna be in a rough spot in the late game. So it'll be nice to see him try to win here. It comes down to the cancels, but it's gonna be very tough for him.
Yeah, I mean, canceling like FC5, like you said earlier, is sometimes impossible. And see, this was a good trade for Mino. There was 2 FC5s for 1 Gustwing, Tailwind Dash. So Mino in a decent spot here, doing what he can, but he is down on HP. He's going to try to zip-zap his way through this. Zach is going to return fire with his own zip-zap, waiting for the stun, and then going to drop the FC5. And like you mentioned, almost impossible to cancel. That was well played by Mino, but nothing he could really do. And the problem is when you take that risk, you overcommit and you take a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the scary thing. If you miss, like you said, you take probably half of your health just trying to get away from the towers. And here Mino gets stuck. But nice placements on the EC5s. The towers are still there.
He did get a cancel. He did get a cancel. And he did get through. This is still possible. Mino is playing this about as well as he can, but it's still not going to be enough. That's just tough. But he did play that really, really well. Let's be fair.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup from the start. When you get towards that late game, it's always almost impossible to try and win there. But Mino never one to give up. He's always going to try his absolute best to try and win. So let's see if any adjustments can be made for him to try and take this game. Because we did see Kosei... not Kosei, we did see... who was that lost? Oh, Kosei. It was Kosei that lost to the FC5. So that's why he's in this spot right now.
Yeah, Ichnam was playing the EC5, right? So yeah. It has happened. We have seen it. But again, how often has Mino played against FC5 in a concentrated effort to beat it with EC5, right? Like in training. I don't know. Maybe he has. We saw it from Ichnam. I would put money on it that Ichnam has from the way he played it.
Oh, yeah. He definitely knows the matchup like the back of his hand. So
could also be Apostles, right? Mm-hmm. There's other reasons. It doesn't just have to be player diff or practice diff, but it seems like, it's a tough matchup as we're seeing here because Mino fought valiantly, but Zach was at about a third of his HP. So let's see if Mino can switch it up. It looks like he's taking a little more early damage this game.
Yeah, he is. He's trying to trade his early game HP and try and put off the pressure, but he needs to be able to heal up from this. The Seed of Fire does keep Zac alive, does keep Zac very healthy. Just stands in the fire pool and just be happy to take any sort of trades that come his way. So Mino's down to half health. He has plenty to heal up from. But how he should change his gameplay, how he should try and win, is not to clear off the Apostles. He wants to keep these Apostles alive as long as possible and use them as a source to heal towards the late game.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be tough, though, because in that late game, too, Zac's going to be able to get easier cancels, right? But it's a risk he has to take. There's not really a choice there. He needs that healing late game. But, ouch! He needs the healing now as well. Mino taking big damage from that headshot. And he's in trouble.
Mm-hmm. He is in trouble. He does get nice healing off of one of the hunters, but these hunters do have the root trap slide, so they can get out of there if Zac wants to use the energy for it. But HP looking very even. Mino needs to get off a few.
This is decent because Mino's going to be able to get off some EC5 heals potentially. And if he can't, then he's just going to die. So he did what you said. He tried, but then he died because it didn't get off, right? So that's the risk.
Absolutely. It's a tough matchup regardless. Mino couldn't really get it done here in the first game, so he has to make the adjustments for the second game. Because everybody, if you're playing against Zac, you pretty much already know he's going to be using the FC5. That's his bread and butter. That's what he's most comfortable with. So you have to prepare for it.
So I see some interesting chat right now about the orb, which is very strong, obviously. And I've been curious about that as well. Why is the orb so much stronger than the rest? And Logic is saying, waiting for book combo star, Titan Force plus Flourish. Explain.
The different weapons have different sort of auto attack mechanics, and some of it is just stronger than the other in different scenarios. So in 1v1 scenarios, there's weapons that do more damage compared to other weapons, while in other situations where there's more things stuck around, that's when the staff does more damage because it's an AoE. So
but the orb is also an AoE.
Yeah, the orb is also an AoE, but the damage for the orb doesn't gets reduced when there's more units inside. If I'm not wrong.
Got it. Okay.
And if it's 1v1, it does like 1,000 damage with the right talents.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. So when it hits multiple units, it does less per unit.
Yep.
Where the book, the one that the long range splash will just do flat damage on anything it hits, probably something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, well, thank you for explaining, because that's one of those little things, right? Right now, we're seeing a lot of orbs. Everyone's using an orb. I use an orb. Orbs galore, So here we go. We're going into set number 2. Zac versus Mino. Zac is up 1-0 right now. Mino struggling a little bit, but we know Mino is a warrior. And let's see if he switches it up here and brings out another tactic.
Yeah, it's gonna be the adjustments that he's being forced to make here after losing the first game. But, like you said, Mino never gives up. He always gives it his best shot. He always takes his time to prepare his next moves. And it's going to come into a very importantly in this match because he's one game away from losing and being eliminated here in the New Dawn finals.
So Mino has to unleash that Japanese samurai inner warrior right here. He's going to have to really make some moves and show Zac that he's not going down without a fight. And Zac, he's just going to do his thing. He's comfortable. He's been playing FC5 for a long, long time, and he's very, very good at it. Here comes the Starfall.
Yeah, trying to get himself in. This is a smart way to get Apostle advantage without being up close and personal, is with the Starfall. And Zac taking a lot of damage from the Starfalls already. He can't stay still. He keeps getting caught in the gravity orbs from the mage. And he takes so much damage already. That's a great start there for Mino. But he needs to finish. He needs to win this game to force us to game 3.
Yeah, amazing start right here for Mino. And how does it work? When the star falls, you can dodge it, right?
Yeah, but when you're stuck in the gravity orb, that's the special skill that each mage has when they maximize
that little blue orb, right?
You get sucked in, you can't move, and you just keep getting hit by the stars.
All right, well, there it is. Gravity Orbs with Starfalls. Mino getting Zac very, very low, but Mino also taking a lot of damage. Okay, no feather damage there, and here we go. Now we're going to get that 4v1, and big return right there. Mino has him almost dead. Zac trying to hide by his towers and waiting for his apostles to get over there, and he's one shot. Mino takes him down, and he's still fighting. Look at how low Mino was. Wow.
Yeah, Mino with the good adjustments, huge. Just with the Starfall alone, he negated a lot of the advantages that the FC5 has, and was able to finish off the game before it got too late. So now it's the tables have turned. Now it's Zac's time to start sweating.
Yeah, now Zac has to adjust. He did make a little adjustment there. He put in a healer. He put in two healers.
Priest.
Double priest. That way they can heal up and counter all this Starfall damage. Curious to see how that works. If it's going to be effective, I feel like it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It is good, especially with all the healing you can get. AC5 hates priests. They hate double priests twice as much, and that exactly
makes sense. They don't have any. They don't have EC5, FC5, Water C4, Water anything like that to just schmuck them up, right? They've really got to use their feathers, and then that's not the best crowd clearing ability.
Yeah, absolutely not. And here you see Mino still
and sorry to interrupt, but the smoke screen also very good against AC5.
Yeah, he's struggling right now. Can't kill a single apostle. All of them still alive. Zac is in a great spot. Mino still trying to kill off the priest, but both priests still being alive. It's a tough situation. Circle of healing and almost invincible. Getting everyone almost back to full once again.
Yeah, this is one of those matches where you get to see exactly what happens when two priests live till the late game. Nothing. Absolutely nothing happens because you can't kill anything. It's impossible. And the only thing that happens is Mino is going to get schmelted down by towers, auto attacks, and little priest pokes. Do priests even do any damage?
No, they do zero, absolutely zero
damage. Okay.
Unless they have retribution, I guess. Then they do a little bit of damage, but it's not huge.
Negligible.
Yeah, it's 500 damage if you're exactly next to the unit and it does a bit of stun, but you never use the priest for that. It's more of a defensive skill than an offensive skill to try and keep your priest alive. So Mino's not gonna be in a good spot. He's gonna die here, and we're gonna go to a game tree.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I just never paid attention to it because haven't used a priest since my first week, and since I got a warrior, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering why the game was so hard when I had no warriors, and then I got them and I made it to top 500 like instantly. I was like, wow, big difference. Yeah. Slam strong.
He was weak.
But, heal's weak, Slam
if
strong.
If you use 2, then it's a completely different thing.
Yeah, that's true. But even that, I wasn't willing to try. So, all right, we're going into the rubber match here, ladies and gentlemen. Zac and Mino. If Zac wins this, he's moving on, and Mino is knocked out of the tournament. And if Mino wins this, we're going to have to go to a rubber set. So, right now, looking pretty strong for Zac. This matchup seems to be in his favor. And, the Starfall isn't able to take these priests out quick enough. But he did get one priest this time, so it's a much different game than last time.
Still tough here though for Mino though. He still has to get through that one priest. Zac is healthy as ever. He does have the retribution. Bam, 500 damage. That's the only damage skill the priest has. But
do you think he was listening? Do you think he was like,
let me show Chief what retribution does.
Chief, watch this. My priests do damage, bro. This is how we roll, baby. My priests do all kinds of damage. Pew, pew, pew. He's gonna try to kill him with the retribution. Watch.
It actually does decent damage. 500 is okay, but considering it's a priest, it's pretty huge. But Mino is in a lot of trouble. He's already down to his last 20% of health, and these towers should be able to finish him off.
I have another question, and I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways. If you do an auto attack and they dash out of it, because it takes like a half a second to appear on the screen, it misses, right?
No, actually. As the moment they get into the attack animation, it's already considered as landed. So no matter how far you move, you still take damage. So that's why sometimes when you walk past a warrior, then you tailwind away, you still take 1,000 damage.
Okay. And also auto attack from the avatar, right?
Some avatar auto attacks are avoidable, like
Is the
the
orb
staff.
avoidable?
The orb is, if you walk out of the range, then it doesn't land.
Right? It'll miss. That's what that was the question. So if I'm like, what? Puh, and as I go puh, you dash out.
Yeah, then you don't take any damage.
Okay, that's good though. That's balanced. That's good. I was hoping that was the case, and it didn't the damage didn't follow you, because that's just another one of those little tiny things, right? In the late game when you're auto attacking, if you can get out, get that 1,000 extra health, that's a big deal. So okay, there we go. We're learning, baby. We're learning. Let's go.
Yeah. Some auto attacks are easier to dodge than others, but that's how they balance things out a little bit as well. So Zach is gonna move on to top 4 lower bracket semifinals here, waiting for his next matchup. While Mino is gonna finish off in 5th and 6th in the a new dawn for Asia.
Yes, that is the way it is, and we are gonna take our first little break. So make sure to get on Twitter. Let's get the tweet in here, please, from our moderators. Get on Twitter, let everyone know. You know how we do, baby. Grandmas, neighbors, dogs, cats, everybody. Get them to sit down on the couch and watch a little bit of Aperon Esports. They might not know what's going on, but it's all good. We're spreading the word, we're spreading the energy, and we're having a good time. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back. Boom, 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 boom. Pow, 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 pow. And we are back. My camera is lagging. I hate that. It was so crispy clean before. Choi oi, no dumroy. We don't like that, but whatever. It's going to be all right. I'm sure it'll pop back in soon. Oh, there it is. Boom! And we're back. Hello. And now it's zeros is off.
Oh no.
Oh, I sent it over to zero. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Sorry, bro.
I'm being Japanesed.
So we're gonna move on to our next losers bracket match. It is gonna be Kusei versus Sensi. Sensi playing at 1000 APM. Kusei coming off of a second place in the Zenith Invitational, losing to the GOAT himself. I'm excited for this match. I'm excited to see an HGG player in the top 3. We need a finals. We need a finals. My heart is hurting. And before we get into this match, because I remembered, I want to give a shout out to Loot Rush. Thank you guys for supporting and getting involved with these tournaments and supporting the Aperon scene as a whole. If you guys are looking for rentals and you want to maybe try different NFTs or maybe just try an NFT in general without a big investment, Loot Rush is the place. It's the place to go. Make sure, give them a shot, give them a try. And thank you guys again for helping this Aperon scene thrive.
Yep, absolutely. They've been great supporters of the Aperon competitive scene and New Dawn especially. So make sure you guys check out what they have, what's on their marketplace, and who knows, you might find the perfect apostle for your entire lineup.
Yeah, that too. Apostles, right? I need some apostles. I got all them stock apostles. Hey, I heard there was some golden tickets for certain planet holders. I forget what they're called. Potentially. Primeval? Yeah?
If you finish top 100, I think.
Oh, that's the caveat.
Yeah, you have to finish top 100, and then you'll get an extra golden apostle ticket.
So if I would have sent my Primeval planets to my top 100 players, we would have gotten tickets.
That. Exactly.
Okay. And that was announced beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just fumbled. Got it. All right, so Kovatur Sunscene, if you're paying attention, one of your jobs is to check the Aperon Discord every day, and if there's anything like that, we need to take advantage, because some of them apostles in the lineup, those, I'm just saying, apostle diff is a thing. Let's avoid that.
Yeah, like if you don't know, each 10 IV difference is around 5% in terms of like HP and damage, and small differences matter, especially when you're trying to play at the very top. An extra 200 damage could be the difference between you winning and losing.
Yeah, usually. Usually. All right, so I think it's time. Let's jump into this next match. Kusei versus Sensi. I cannot wait. I've met them in real life. What did you just say to me, producer man? Kusei so Kusei beat Sensi, and it's Kusei versus Zach. Understood. So do we know the score of that? I'm just curious. Was it a 2-0 or a 2-1 or a? We'll see if they know. But Zach and Kusei, this is going to be a big match.
Oh yeah, this could have. I mean, Zach. These were two potential finalists in a New Dawn tournament. They're meeting in the lower brackets. So okay, there we have an update. Kusei did beat Sensi 2-0.
Okay, well done by Kusei. And we said earlier, Kusei is really good at FC5 battles. This might go down to an FC5 battle, and that could be exactly where Kusei shines.
Yeah, Kusei did beat Zach in the Zenith tournament 2-1. The only time he lost was when he switched out of FC5. So I think Kusei, has this. If Zach plays exactly the same, he has this matchup. But let's see. There's always adjustments that can be made to try and help you win this matchup.
Yeah, and we've been seeing adjustments all day. We've been seeing the players really, showing up and adjusting and switching things. And, the Southside Emperor versus the Bood Ninja are about to face off in the arena. So let's hop right in. Let's see, is it going to be Meditate or is it going to be Ancient 8 moving on to play against the loser of Ichnum and Claudius?
Yeah, it's going to be a very important match for both sides. A little chance for revenge here for Zach if he's able to beat Kosei this time. But, you know, as long as Kosei is playing at his best, it's still going to be a tough matchup for Zach. So let's see if he's able to spot the mistakes, spot the adjustments that he needs to make from the previous tournament, because they faced before. That gives Zach a bit more information. It gives Zach a little bit more area to improve on, things that he realizes after the match. So it's going to be, let's see if he's been able to learn from his mistakes.
And sorry, you guys, that we didn't have a Sensi match tonight. You know, for time reasons, we don't want the stream to go till 1 a.m. because I do have to wake up at 6 to do the next stream. So we're trying to, keep the streams to a reasonable length. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if there's more 2-0s, it goes quicker, but you never know that ahead of time. We're doing our best, and, I would have loved to see Sensi play as well. But it is what it is, and here we are. Zach against Kusei, two savages, Ancient 8 versus Meditate.
Let's see, it is Zach playing his FC5, and I think Kosei is doing the same as well. And we're going to have a tower defense battle once again, Chief.
Tower defense is back. But the question is Zach ready this time? Because we saw Kusei come out and show who is the FC5 master just this week.
Yep, exactly. But Zach's making short work of the priest from Kosei. Almost Vincible does come down. That's going to keep the priest alive for a bit longer.
So, that was kind of huge, actually. That was really good timing there. Again, these minute plays coming out at the right time. And that priest is still alive, getting some good value for Kusei. Looking like it's going to go down right about now. Oh, no.
Yeah, that priest dying means that this is where the prickly from Zach is going to come into play here. He does still have 2 more apostles, but these 2 rogues are going to have a tough time dealing with this guardian. Kosei, you can see he's trying desperately, trying very hard to finish off this guardian, but he's going to take so much damage from this reflect.
Yeah, and this is the time. This is exactly what Zach has been waiting for. And Kusei doing a pretty good job, but he is ticking down a bit. Both players ticking down a bit. And it's going to go to that late game, as we're used to, with the tower defense going strong.
Yep. The Guardian does fall, so Kosei's okay for now. He's trying to finish off this last Hunter. Caught in the edge, but he has the time. He can wait this out. He's not under pressure for now until Zach decides to come in and pressure him even more. So all apostles are dead, and now it's going to be that late game scenario for both of them.
Yeah, buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see a lot of this for the next 30 minutes. This is exactly how it's been going down between these two. And here we go. Zach gets canceled. Kusei coming in, making a big move, taking almost no damage right there. So, even though all that looked good for Kusei, Zach in a slight lead.
Yeah, but it does come down towards the later stage. There's still plays that both of them can make mistakes that can happen. Now, Kosei is going to get stunned up by the Zip Zap in a bit. He avoids the last orb, or at least he tries to. And this middle placement is going to be important. Both sides. Oh, Kosei got the better start. So that means he's going to be able to be in a better position to finish off this game. He finds an empty space. No, walks into one of the towers. And he needs to get this off so that he can win. But the Zip Zap's doing a lot of damage.
Zippies. And Zach coming out strong in game 1 and looking very, very confident right there. That was very, very clean play. Kusei got off the towers first, but Zach was able to position himself well. Never really under too much pressure at the end there.
Yeah, it was just that the 2 priests from Kosei didn't really do anything for him. They just kind of died too fast, didn't get a lot of healing off, and that's the entire reason of playing a priest has just been totally negated there.
And how you guys feeling about the markets? Looking strong, looking like, the whole world is buying gold and things that are not dollars. We like that in Web3. That's great for us. So, congrats to everyone holding strong and getting ready for this bull market. Let's go, baby. Just wanted to throw that out there because the charts look so sexy right now. Oh, yeah. Let's go. We're moving. All right. So Priest still up. Almost Invincible up. Both Priests still up. This time Kusei doing a really good job of keeping them alive.
Yeah, much better. And the Guardian's already down to half health. So this is exactly where you want to be if you're playing double Priest. This is exactly what you want to happen. Priest taking forever to kill. Bam! Retribution pushes everybody back. Keeps the Priest alive, but now the Priest is in a bit of danger. Maybe Kosei is going to walk in and push the Priest out, but the Priest is going to fall to the auto attacks from Zac. So Guardian still left alive. Kosei trying to deal with it. Here comes a Prickly, most probably. And Kosei is going to take a lot of damage from that Reflect.
Yeah, I mean, again, Priests are down fairly quickly. It was better, but it wasn't quite enough. And it actually feels like Zac is in a same kind of position, maybe slightly better.
Pretty much the same as both sides, but we do know that it comes down to when all the apostles die and we go into the second or third circle where it's much smaller, and whichever player has the better positioning is going to have it will be in a better position to win the game.
All right, and here it begins, the 1v1, the duel, the zip zap auto attack. Gimme that. And he's going in for a counter cancel, does not get it. And Zac playing very patient right now. Kusei trying to make an early move, not able to. And now both players have one tower defense out, one zip zap up. And again, Zac in a slight lead.
Yeah, he does have the HP lead here. Kosei backs off to his towers to get into a better position. But nice towers exactly in the middle of the map. That's going to put a lot of pressure here on towards Zac because the circle is closing. Each tower lasts 9 or 10 seconds.
Kusei's dead.
Oh,
Kusei's
he's
dead.
So low and he walks into his death.
Zac placed those towers behind Kusei. Kusei tried to come in. We talked about it earlier. When you try to go in and get a counter attack, you put yourself out of position. And that's exactly what happened there. Kusei tried to back out, and then he realized, oh shit, those are his towers as well.
Yeah, it's Zac definitely learned from his loss in the Zenith Invitational and using it right here in the New Dawn to take the first game of this series against Kosei. Let's see if what adjustments can Kosei make to try and win this in a second.
Exactly. I like what you did there, Adeline. I like what you did there. So Zac has been rolling through this losers bracket since the beginning, falling to Ichnum. And if he wins this, it's going to be 2 Ancient 8 players in the top 3 and no Meditate players. Imagine that after such a strong week. That would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, players are improving day and day. When they, that's the proper mindset you need to have when you lose, is that I need to be better. I need to improve for the next one. And that's why it's so competitive here in Southeast Asia, is that everybody is hungry. Everybody wants to win. They'll try their best to win, and they'll do whatever it takes. If it means that I have to practice 200 games a day, I'll see you in the 200 game, because that's how the mindset should be for players who really want to succeed.
And I mean, this game is so new still, right? Mm-hmm. There's so much room for new stars, for new players to come in and be like, oh, look at Sharpie. Out of nowhere, right? Nobody knew who this guy was, and he's literally a meme now. He's literally a meme now, and not a bad one. A positive. I'm a Sharpie fan, even though he's beating all my players, right? Like, he's sick. He comes in, we've never heard him say a word, and he just dominates.
Yeah, but speaking of domination, will Zac do that to Kosei in this game? Because the first one looked very easy there for Zac, 2-0 in the first game, first series. But let's see if Kosei is be able to make any adjustments in the second here.
He has to, or else his tournament's going to end here. And you want to make it into that top 3. That's, at least you get a little digital medal in your mind. It's not even a real digital medal. But we should get that. I want to start. I wish I had like a whole bunch of time and an artist that was just sitting here that had nothing to do, right? And I could just be like, yo, make awesome little NFT art, and let's make stupid NFTs that have no reason except for that it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, that's what meme coins are technically, right?
That too, yeah. Maybe we can even make a market around it if it gets really hype. But all right, we got AC5. So we do see Kusei coming out. He's going to try something else. He tried this in the Zenith Invitational, and this is actually the one that he lost.
Yeah.
So, the way today is gone, it would make sense if he now wins with it because everything has been different than what we expected.
Yeah, but he's playing against Double Priest. One of the priests have already died. Actually, he only brought one priest here. Oh no, there's another priest, sorry. Double Priest for Zac, one of the scariest counters against the AC5. So Kosei is still trying very hard. Circle of Healing does come out. That's going to provide a bit more healing. That priest is still alive. Kosei's not been able to deal with it yet. So he is looking like he's going to be in a lot of trouble heading towards the late game.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of prickly damage there, but not enough. Zac has a healer, a priest on the field, playing all these amazing. Oh boy, so much health. Zac sitting at full with huge shields now, and Kusei has a mountain to climb.
Yeah, and down to half health, 2 rogues chasing him. He's in a lot of trouble. Every time he goes close, he's going to take a lot of damage. Smokescreen comes out, allowing the rogue to chase him a bit more. He's dropping down a bit too low, and he's going to fall. High IV rogues do so much damage in the close range. And Zac, 1 game away from moving on to the top 3.
There have been, considering the level of skill, there's been a lot of 2-0s tonight. A lot of people just knowing how to do the matchups, right?
Yeah.
It's tonight has been Ancient 8 strong tonight. Very, very strong tonight. They've been putting in some work this last couple days. Can't even say this week because it's been tournaments all week.
Yeah, they've been fired up after their performance in the Zenith Invitational, so they want to get one in the bag for themselves, and definitely you can see the work paying off for them here. And Kosei, putting a lot of pressure early on, down to taking full damage to the face. One thing about Oasis is that they're not very tanky. They have no earth points generally, and they take a lot of damage head on. So if Kosei is able to get a burst rotation off, he might be able to win this game even without killing off the priest. But right now,
I wonder if Zac has earth points. I have this weird feeling he does. Like maybe he's got one or two or a perk or something.
Yeah, he might have 5 earth points.
5 points, you think? Yeah. Not 11?
Not as much, I think.
11 would be nice.
Yeah, 11 would allow you to max out one of the earth perks, but having 5 will only allow you to get it to level 3. So big difference in those 2 levels. It's definitely very important to max them out because just a bit the minute differences, as we always say, always makes the difference. Priest still left alive here.
Yeah, especially yeah. There's so many of them, but all right, Feathers coming out, FC5s, and look at this. The priests are still healing. They're untouchable, unbeatable, unbreakable, unbendable, and now the tower's even getting damaged. It looks like Kusei is in a lot of trouble here. He does have a little safe zone up there, but he's not even able to get there at the moment.
Yeah, it's
Hunter gonna fall. 2v1. It's not terrible.
Better spot than earlier, for sure.
Yeah, it's not terrible. And he has 1 trap, so it's like he's got something going for him. And look at, oh boy, Zac's doing the thing. He's going for the Seed of Fire trap and then just sitting on the Seed of Fire because you get all kinds of bonuses. They get all kinds of negatives. He sees the feathers coming out. As soon as the feathers come, he drops the FC5 to give himself another safe zone. And now it's going to come down to Kusei having to make some absolute god plays.
Yeah, Kosei, cannot get the cancel, so he's going to take a lot of damage. Feathers do come out. He's going to get a bit of healing from this, but he needs a bit more. He needs a return to land and then follow it up with another feather in the face, but doesn't get it off, doesn't get the cancel off. And he is stuck between a rock and a hard place right now.
Circle's getting small, and that is going to be it. Kusei is going to fall. Zac is going to move on. Congratulations. Well done. Well played. Very strong performance here from both players, but Zac coming out the winner.
Yeah, 2 Ancient 8 players in the top 3 right now. That's Zac and Ichnum. And with only 1 player right now, it's Cladius from APGG. And I mean, that's a full Vietnamese top 3, I believe.
You're right. That is a Vietnamese top 3. Vietnam represent. Let's go, baby. Let's go. A8 Over meditate, can't win even with 1437's planet, says Young Hoshi. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. Was that 1437's planet?
I'm not sure. I don't know by the looks, just by the looks. But I think, sometimes people get a bit too tired from winning. They need some rest after, winning everything. It does make sense.
Shots returned. Shots returned. I love it. I love it. Gotta have a little bit of back and forth. We've got ourselves a real esports game here. I love to see it. So let's hop into our winners bracket finals. Oh, baby. Well, yeah, because 1437's the leader of the team, and he's the one that got the NFTs so that they could get into the game. That's how it works. Like, it's fine. I hope they nerf air a little bit, because I feel like you guys have a really big advantage, like, in that one specific thing. You guys could field a lot of really good air planets, a lot of deltas and karsts. We have none. I have 0. So it's a bit of a disparity on that front, but it's okay. The game is young. We're breeding. We're having fun. We're learning. We're growing. It's not all about winning, right? It's about having a good time and having something that everybody's passionate about. And hell yeah, we want to win. And yeah, we're trying. It's just, I spent 4 years, 5 years in the balancing of Axie. So I know how things change, and I know how difficult it is to change NFTs because people spent money on them. And, the day's going to come and, deltas and karsts are going to get nerfed, and 1437's probably going to be pretty pissed. Let's be real. He's going to be like, well, that sucks. But also, as a competitor and a gamer, he knows it's coming at some point. There's going to be a moment. It may not even be a nerf. Maybe it's just a rejig, because the problem right now is just AC1 and AC2 are both one of a kind. Like, they don't exist again. And they both happen to be air, and they both happen to be really low on the skill tree. So it just is the way it is. But once boons come out, tundras are going to have a zip zap built in, basically. How sick is that? Right?
It's everything has its time. So you just have to be patient and keep grinding, keep working your way towards it, because the only people who don't succeed is the ones that give up too early.
Yeah, so we're excited, and like you said before, when you lose, that's when you learn, and when you lose, that's when you get hungry, and that's when you just you want to come out and dominate. And like you said, it is hard to win, and it is even harder to stay on top of your game when you're winning.
Yep, exactly.
So we're seeing it here in Aperon. We're seeing a nice balance of the top teams being able to take games, take tournaments off of each other. And now it's Cladius against Ichnum, ApeGG against Ancient 8. If Cladius wants to bring this home for ApeGG, he's going to have to take out 2 extremely strong Ancient 8 players. But it is all Vietnam tonight, baby.
It is. It's their night tonight, and here, Cladius, the God Slayer. How is he gonna face up against the Southside Emperor? I mean, that's just the titles alone makes it feel like an anime battle.
I love it, bro. It adds a lot of flavor. Like, great job. That was probably Adeline as well. Just coming up with all. Look at, he filled the screen with relevant information, a nice picture. It's all there. And now we know that Ichnum is fly as fuck. He's got his watch on. He's got his suit on. He's focused. This man has an appointment. He's got a call to get to. He needs to win quickly because business is waiting.
Yeah, he's got a date with Destiny after this, so he wants to make sure that he makes it all there to the fight. Makes it to the grand finals, but only one person stands in his way, and that's Cladius.
The chaser is chasing his destiny. He's chasing the God Slayer right now. So let's see. Is he going to be able to catch the God Slayer, or is the God Slayer going to stifle his run? Let's jump right into this winners bracket finals. Best of 3. Winner is going to be guaranteed a top 2 spot, and the loser is going to drop to fight Zach.
Yeah, nobody wants to go down there. It's having the winner bracket advantage is huge, especially when your opponent is so good. So let's see how both these players will perform. WC6 against FC5 seems to be
EC5.
EC5 seems to be
Yeah,
more WC6 favorite for the most part.
feels like it, right? Bigger
Mhm.
circle, basically.
Yeah.
But Ichnem's gonna have to hit some cancels. That's gonna be very, very key here. He's gonna need to hit some big cancels.
Absolutely, it's gonna come down to a lot of mechanical play from both players, both sides. Let's see how they do. Pierre Cladis did win his qualifier in the for his region, while Ishnam was finished up in third place. But you know, Ishnam, it might be his time. Tournaments are different than ladder. It could be just exactly the place he needs to succeed.
Hey, and it looks like he's been putting in the time and getting ready for this. So, coming into this, I'm sure he'll have a game plan. But we've seen the WC6 really tear apart all apostles, everything in its wake. Every time I see Claudius play, I want to start playing WC6.
He's probably the best at it in terms of utilizing the extra benefits of WC6, not just as a damage skill, but also the damage amp. So that's what his entire composition is built off from, and it's very smart. It's very well thought out.
That makes sense. The damage amplification, that makes a lot of sense. That is kind of the next level 300 IQ version of it all, right?
Yep, exactly.
Smart. Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. I didn't think of it like that. It's more of a shred build. It's not the WC6 alone, it's the shred, and the silence is also insane.
Oh yeah. The silence is a very underlooked portion of that skill, but it's huge. When one of your apostles, that's 20% of the battlefield not being able to use a skill, and it does.
And sometimes you have two of them in hand and they're good, and then you're really sad. You're like, wait a second.
Do I get rid of it now and don't have it again for the longest of time, or do I be patient and risk it dying? That's always
because the damage is incoming. So if you wait too long and it dies, you're like, wow, I just got schmucked so hard.
Yep, exactly. Let's see how this matchup goes away, because Claudius is very experienced in playing the EC5 as well, so he might just go back to his bread and butter, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to play that mirror because that is sleep inducing and insomnia.
And also, you never want to go into a mirror match if your main is an advantage, right?
Yeah, exactly. Makes no sense.
Make them adjust. Make them come out and beat you instead of you trying to get all crazy and late. And yeah, we don't want to fall asleep either. So here we go. Ichnem dropping his EC5s. Gladius dropping the ice. And both of them just kind of taking apart the apostles, getting the early game set up the way they'd like it so that they can go into the mid game and make some moves.
Yeah, we see Claudius focusing on the hunters while Ichnem just getting as many apostles as he can with a single EC5. So a little bit of a different idea on both ends. Now we see Claudius trying to finish off this Guardian. This Guardian's going to say goodnight. And that leaves only one hunter left, as well as one rogue.
I had an idea. So if you play WC6 on like one or two apostles, you kind of know what's getting silenced.
Yeah, you're forced making an apostle useless.
That is brilliant. See, that's another aspect of it. So there's a lot of outplay potential here with this WC6 that I never even thought about before. If you silence a certain apostle and like you get rid of their switcheroo, for example, just as an example, then you know when you get them stunned and locked up, they're not getting out of there. They're stuck, and they may be holding their switcheroo because, like we just saw, thank you very much, Claudius, it's just a really good card to use and reset the flow of the battle.
Yeah, and we know Claudius to be one of the best defensive players, and he definitely knows how to utilize it to the fullest. But right now,
Ichnem playing this extremely well right now and getting this done, knocking Claudius down to a one shot basically, and getting the cancel.
And with the auto finishing him off, Claudius is falling. Ishnam, the dark horse of this tournament, getting off to a great start here in this winner bracket finals.
What is it? What has been with the dark horses in this Aperon game? It's really impressive. I've got to say, it is incredibly impressive. We're not used to it from Axie. There was so much Michael Jordan, Tom Bradying going on in Axie. This is very refreshing to just never really know who's going to win at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's it's a new game. People are improving every single day. You cannot you can't just be lax. You can't think that you're the best forever because of the growth that people have. And the moment you let your foot off the gas, that's giving someone else time to catch up.
And we're seeing a lot of the top arena players not necessarily dominating always in the competitive scene, right? Mm-hmm. It's more of a mix. We're seeing anyone in the top 10 can basically beat anyone in the top, or let's say anyone in the top 20 can beat anybody in a tournament. It's been turning out to be. In the first couple weeks, it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's a certain hierarchy is being formed, but it isn't set in stone yet, right? People have still things to experiment with.
Oh, big cancel right there. And Claudius, again, in a very tough spot here. His apostles are about to drop. And that was smart. He played it as the EC5 was coming out. That's when he placed it. And I think that's what he needs to start doing here.
Yeah, he needs to try and get the apostle advantage. But in this game in particular, it looks like it's pretty even. Ishnam is still very healthy right now. Isn't forced to use the EC5s in any way at all. So that's gonna give him a slight advantage for a while.
And I think, the rogue is still there. He's going for a headshot with the knockup. Nice little combo there, getting some great damage onto Claudius. Claudius does get off the WC6, but is it too little too late?
It's not looking good here for Claudius. But he drops the Sub-Zero freeze in the middle of the map, so that's a lot of area being negated here. If you can see the comparison right now in terms of the AOE, the WC6 is such a huge area compared to the EC5. So if Claudius gets this off and the circle is closing, this is where it starts to get dangerous for Ishnam. He's gonna take a lot of damage from this.
That was beautifully played by Claudius right there, because Ichnam was already holding the tailwind dash over Claudius, and Claudius said, no, sir, I'm going to go for the attack first, and then the cancel, and then but Ichnam learned quickly, he gets the cancel here, and all of a sudden, he still has a chance. This is very, very close. Both players getting very, very low. Zip zaps coming out. I don't know who's got bigger zip zaps, but this is gonna be a tough one. Here we go. Claudius dodging in, diving around, going, oh my goodness. Nobody's gonna be able to get off any circles here. And now the circle is closing. This could potentially be good for Ichnam, but it looks like Claudius might be able to turn Ichnam off, going for the last hit, but Ichnam won't die. He doesn't want to give up, and Claudius pulls it off in the last couple seconds.
Yeah, Claudius was so good with the auto attack and dash, using the dash to avoid the auto attack from Ishnam and then getting his own off. That was really heads up play from Claudius here. The late game was just much better handled there from Claudius, and you can see that this is where the experience comes into play. Despite being on the back foot for the entire game, Claudius was able to find the win towards the end.
And I look at this, Claudius now not playing as precise with his WC6s, going for 1 or 2. He's like, screw that shit. I'm just going to hit everything, because if he cancels me again, then I end up killing no apostles.
Yeah.
Right? So adjusting throughout, and I mean, at the end of that game, it felt like Claudius also saw Ichnam's screen. He played it perfectly. He waited, zip zap, stunned, and then, the rest was history. So here we go. We're going into the first rubber match. We're only in set number 1, best of 3 winners bracket finals.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty even on both sides. Cancel coming from Ichnam, and he's gonna get a huge EC5 off. That's going to allow him to heal up so much. Another, doesn't get the cancel. So this Guardian is going to take a lot of damage from Cladius.
Yeah, and I mean, there is still the Hunter down there just kind of hanging out, doing his thing. And here we go. Now the Hunter is also going to be targeted. And Ichnem's not able to root slide him out of there because he's stunned. Tries to bring, there it is. He brought in the Guardian, that way he could use the Sun. And now he's not using any of his mana, completely wasting mana right here. Don't know if that was the play. Maybe it was. I'm casting, he's playing. There's a reason for that. But all right, we're going into the late game, and Cladius, under a little bit of pressure here, is able to get off the WC6.
But he takes a full headshot to the face. That's huge damage going his way. And the Hunter's going to fall. We're heading towards the late game. Another 30 seconds before this circle gets reduced in size once again. And Ichnem doesn't want this game to get in towards that final stage. He wants to finish off the game as quickly as he can. But let's see if Cladius is able to dance around and get better auto attacks off.
Cladius doing a great job staying inside of the zip zaps, but not being able to get away from this pressure. Does get off the WC6.
Oh,
that
huge.
Was huge, and now he's going to have a little bit of time to be able to chill and hang out in his ice zone. Got to be careful not to step on the WC or EC5 though, because it is very hard to see.
It's kind of hidden underneath all the ice, but Ichnem was able to position himself very well, and that allows him to take this trade head on. He knows that Cladius is going to try and use a WC6, so he is putting on the pressure. He's autoing, he's using Zap, and he's going to take the first game of the series.
Wow, what a match coming down to the wire. Cladius took damage from that EC5. That was the difference. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He sat on it for quite a few ticks, which gave Ichnem HP and took it from Cladius, and it came down to that one EC5 underneath the snow. Wow, Ichnem is really good at EC5. He's figuring out how to win against all kinds of different matchups. FC5, AC5, and now WC6.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, people say playing EC5 is easy. You know, hey, I just drop the skill and then everything dies. But there's a lot of difference. It's hard in a different way. It's not all fancy. It's not very flashy. But hey, knowing when to play defensive, knowing when to trade HP is it's something that not everybody can do. And Ichnem is looking like one of the best to do it. One game away from moving on to the grand finals here, Chief.
I mean, one set, okay?
One set away.
Don't count them out yet. We still got more to go. Cladius is a warrior, and you know we saw the adjustments in the beginning from game 1 to game 2. Then we saw Ichnem's adjustments in game 3. Now, what is going to happen? Let's see if there's any changes on apostles or maybe even planets. I doubt it. I feel like they're going to stick to their guns because that was really close.
Yeah, both sides know that they had a chance to win, so I don't expect any changes from both players, but who knows? I think a small apostle change here from who is this? This is can't tell. This is Cladius. Oh no, he's playing the same, but he did put a mage this time.
All right, putting in the mage. Dropping the WC6 right off the bat. Going again for the more passive, like
smart. He's smart. He's focusing on the rogue so that there is no secondary EC5 that comes down after the first one expires. But looks like Ichnem did manage to get it off. So
okay, makes sense. Trying to just counter the card shark. Got it. Yep. Got it. Smart play, nice try. Overall, decent start for both players. Ichnem actually taking damage early on. Cladius in a nice, comfortable spot. And, you know, not very clear yet. Both players lost one apostle. And Cladius just finished another one, so Ichnem down. And I'm feeling like Cladius is doing better than the last couple games.
Yeah, he was very smart. He pulled 2 apostles to the aggro on him so that he can keep his apostles alive and individually deal with them. So that was a very heads-up play. coming from Claudius, but here comes the EC5. That's going to allow him to heal back to full for Ichnam. And we're going to go to the late game.
Yeah, we're going to the late game. A very even late game right now coming in from these players. Going for the stun, not getting it, but keeping Ichnam under pressure is allowing Claudius to get his WC6 off without any pressure, without any, madness coming in. It looks like Claudius's final apostle is going to drop. There's one guardian left on the floor. This is very risky, but he pulls it off.
Yep, gets the
big hit.
Fresh, but the autos from Ichnam is starting to chip him down. He has to walk out, take the fight outside. But the circle is getting smaller. Claudius is still pretty healthy in terms of HP.
Right there, nice little cancel from Ichnam, just a little mini value. Claudius trying to time a perfect W. Oh, was that canceled? It looks like canceled. It might have been.
Yeah, it was
canceled. Boy, Ichnam in a good spot here, getting one of those big cancels that he needs. But Claudius, always these constant shields, getting a small advantage in HP currently, both jumping around. Oh boy, here we go. He's going to wait for the stun and then try to throw it off right after. No. Oh, it does get canceled again. Impressive play by Ichnam.
Yep, and here he cannot use it. He's looking like he's in danger, has to keep moving to try and get shields, but Ichnam cleans him up in the first game. And looking very confident, looking very clean in his play.
Very clean. At the end, Claudius is just not able to get one off.
Yeah.
I saw earlier Claudius was doing a good job of dashing in and then instant casting.
Yeah.
But Ichnam's doing a great job of keeping those zip zaps up at the right time, and Claudius is trying to be calculated about it, but it's really hard. It's knife's edge gameplay.
Yeah, he's trying to outplay his opponents, but when you're trying to outplay someone, there's so many factors, so many things that could go wrong, and it's simply much easier to do the simpler thing. Oh, a huge cancel here from Claudius with the baby cage, not something that you would expect coming out as a way to cancel a skill. So Ichnam is gonna hurt. He used one EC5, Karshak Rogue about to die here. And he's not going to have another Karshak, not going to have another EC5 for quite some time.
Yeah, so Claudius finally getting a little bit of an advantage in the early game. Hasn't had that yet. One EC5 still going off. And now Claudius also jumping the apostles on the top half of the map, while Ichnam down on the bottom really messing with this rogue who is now gone.
Yeah, the rogue for Claudius still left alive, and he's going to teleport there. Makes for very tasty EC5 here from Claudius, from Ichnam if he's able to get it off. But here comes the reflect. That's gonna negate a lot of the healing and in fact do a bit of damage towards Ichnam as well.
Yeah, that was actually pretty interesting. It wasn't really. Oh wow, that was a big headshot coming out, taking a lot of HP off Claudius's guardians. But he does get off his WC6 down at the bottom. Ichnam looking for another EC5, really spamming these at this point.
Yeah, he is getting huge value on that. The Guardians are slowly but surely dying. Hunters will fall. 2 more Guardians left alive here for Claudius, but they are not long for this world.
Yeah, it looks like all the Apostles are going to be dropping soon. Oh no, Ichnam still has his Hunter. That Hunter is still really beefy. Oh boy. That was not the kind of cancel you want to happen in a game like this. That was
behind.
Yeah, that was an unforced error right there. He mistimed that, it felt like.
Absolutely. It's looking rough here for Claudius. But he does finish off the Guardian. His own Guardian still left alive. Not gonna be cancelled. Is the Sub-Zero free, so that gives Claudius a small advantage here. He's thinking about keeping his Hunter alive, but it might be too little too late. Oh, he walks into the trade. That's not a place you want to take a fist fight, bro. You want to take it to the back alley, not into the Sub-Zero freeze. And Claudius is able to close out the HP. The stun, not going to connect in time. Claudius is able to avoid the headshot. And
the zip zap cancel. But he gets the second one off. So Claudius is doing a whole new tactic where he's like, all right, I guess I'm just going to have to play 2 to get off 1.
Yeah.
And now he's going for the cancels. And now Claudius has his foot on the gas, and another WC6 gets taken off, and the fight again in the snow. That's not where you want to go, Ichnum, and Claudius is able to take it and bring us to another rubber match. This is what a winner's bracket final is supposed to look like.
That was really... I mean, that was the only thing he could do, right, for Claudius. He has to bait a stun and then use the second one the moment the stun is off to try and hope that he doesn't have another stun. So well played, well risked there by Claudius. And sometimes when your backs are against the wall, you have to take those sort of risks in order to try and win the game.
Welcome, 1437. How is it going, my dude? We are in a very tight match here, our second rubber match. As you can see, Ichnum won the first one by, the knife's edge, and Zach is still in the bottom bracket waiting for the loser of this one. So we still have some good Aperon to go, and this is a big game. Claudius is back against the wall. He needs this game to stay in it and push us to a rubber set.
Yeah, Claudius has been able to even things out in the second series, but he needs to get a few more done in order to make it to the winner bracket, in order to make it to the grand finals. But now, a pulse advantage going towards the way of Claudius. Headshot connecting only on towards one. The shields come out from the tailwind dash, and Claudius is still trying to put the pressure, just at least reduce the HP that Ichnum has for a little bit, make him use his EC5s, and get towards the late game with a bit more
and
of a
look at
advantage.
this. He just is hovering that dash the entire freaking time. Great job by Claudius, as if he knew.
Patience.
The patience. He waits for the EC5 to be placed for him to place his own WC6, and that is exactly, and he does it again. That's the perfect play. Claudius is just waiting. He's like, all right, play your EC5. That's what I'm playing mine, and I'm not going to let you cancel it. This is some next level 300 IQ gameplay right here. This is what we've come to see. This is what we want in Aperon esports, baby. Let's frickin' go. Claudius even with the last apostle standing this time for a change.
Yeah, but that Guardian is going to allow Ichnum to heal to full and take this one.
Don't yell at me. Messing. All right, so we're back into the situation again. The zip zaps are out. Who's going to time it right? Who's going to have their finger on the pulse? Right now, Ichnum getting a little bit of an advantage of HP. Claudius puts it out, but gets canceled by the zip zap. Another zip zap has been played, and this is going to be really tough. He's just going to keep on spamming these stuns. Ooh. Is Claudius going to be able to make a move?
The auto attack from Ichnum doing 1.4k damage, but the circle is closing. Ichnum's stuck between a rock and a hard place. He has nowhere to run, but he can't take the auto trade. Claudius can't take advantage of this area. Big cancel coming from Ichnum, and he's gonna put on the pressure right now. More than happy to take a trade as long as it's not in the slow, and Claudius is in trouble. Claudius gets stunned out once again. No zip zap left for Ichnum, but it's not important anymore. The ice does come out. The cancel once again from Ichnum, and that's going to be Claudius dropping down to the lower bracket finals, as Ichnum is going to be able to win 2-0 in this series.
Oh my goodness. That one WC6 he casted when he was like at the end.
Yeah.
I know what he was thinking, Claudius. He was like, I'm safe. He can't dive into this, but that was wrong because your WC6 was about to end. If you were going to do that, I think you had to do it at the beginning, like basically double cast, like cast the first one, wait, back up and cast the second one. So if he cancels, he has to eat the first one.
I think you can't get 2 on the board if I'm not mistaken for all
that makes sense.
Skills. Yeah, when
well,
you use
wow.
the second one, the first one gets cancelled. But still, very, very clean there from
Ichnum. Impressive. Exactly. He played against 3 top players with 3 different top builds, and he was able to take them all out with his EC5, AC1, AC2. Impressive play. Holy shit! Holy shit! Doom fucking Roy. So, all right. That was impressive. That was crazy. Claudius and Zach is going to be our next match. But before that match, we're going to take a quick little break, a little breather. I need some more water. And when we get back, we'll have the losers bracket finals and the winners or the grand finals and some more holy shit action, baby. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. That was the shortest stinger ever. Blasphemy! Choi Oi producer! What is going on here? I was not expecting that. All right, we are back. We're going to the losers bracket finals. We're going to get into some action. Zero, how you feeling? This has been a very smooth, chill evening.
Yeah, everything has been 2-0, I believe, but the games have been really close. It's not like 2-0 sweeps, but every single game seems like it could have gone either way. But here we are in the lower bracket finals with Zach facing up against Claudius. Both former teammates in the same guild now that Claudius has left Ancient 8 and joined Ralo and the rest in APGG. It's going to be a bit of a match here. Zach has taken on the mantle, I guess, of one of the best Ancient 8 players after Claudius left. But Ichnum is the one that's been waiting in the winner bracket in the grand finals here.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. There's just so much talent everywhere. These players are all rockin' sock'em masters. And, Claudius lost a bunch of game threes right there. That was really tough.
Oh, yeah.
And, he needs to show his resolve and how steadfast he can be. And if he can really just hold it down, hold it together, take out... He needs to be the A8 killer now. It's all up to him.
Yeah, the Ancient 8 Slayer. It's all on the shoulders of Claudius. And he could do it. I mean... He definitely has what it takes to beat them, but it seems like, Ichnum, it seems like every single tournament, the Dark Horses somehow get an extra buff. They seem to be able to perform better.
Right?
But here we have the God Slayer facing up against the Southside Emperor, and it's an anime battle waiting to happen.
For real, though, it is literally like they get a Dark Horse buff every tournament, and it's like, all right, well, this guy is going to be unstoppable this tournament. Why? No, nothing special. He's just better today. And that's okay. That's how esports often goes, right? Daily form is a total thing.
Oh, yeah.
You need to be able to show up on that day and be on your game. So, amazing job today by Ichnum so far, but... It's not over yet, and the champions rounds are still to come.
Yeah, you have to perform at your 100% for the entire tournament. It's not just for 2 rounds. It's not for a short duration. You have to maintain your form throughout the entire thing, or else you're not going to win the entire thing. So let's see. While Ichnum gets a bit of a break before he knows his opponent is going to be Claudius against Zach in the lower bracket final. Still a best of 3 between both of them. But it's going to be interesting nonetheless.
Okay, here we go. We're jumping into game number 1. That looks like Zach, because I always recognize his awesome avatar. And there is Claudius with his big book. That big, extremely big, ridiculously big book.
Must be very well read here, Claudius.
I know, right? And then this guy's got the disc, right? Like the super moon disc on his back.
Oh, yeah.
Just like carrying. He's getting stacked, though. He's definitely working out every step he takes.
Yeah, 2 Hunters and 2 Rogues is the game plan here for Zach. He's playing the FC5 once again, facing up against Claudius, who is going to be on the Sub-Zero Freeze. And not a lot of fear of being cancelled here is Claudius in this game, so he's going to be able to use that more freely, and that's always scary because one of the weaknesses of Sub-Zero Freeze is how easy it is to cancel. But if you have no cancel in your entire team, then that doesn't bode well for you.
Yeah, and the question is, what's better later? Is it the freeze or is it the fire, right? That is going to be a very interesting little mabobber that we get to find out in this matchup. We haven't had this one before. I know with Water C4... It's decent. It's not a terrible matchup. It's decent. Yeah. Right? Because you can just stack them in the middle eventually. If you can survive till this Water C4 circle and you have it maxed, then you're good.
Yeah, but because of how you can place Fire C5 is that you can move in and then move out. It feels like you can't be safe in your little snowy playground there. You have to move out away from the fire towers. So I don't know which is better in this matchup. I haven't been playing against the Water C6 as an FC5 for too long. So it's going to be interesting to see. We will have our questions answered here, Chief.
Are you an FC5 player?
I played a bit. Not the best at it, but not completely foreign at it.
Okay, got it. So you're evil. Understood. You are an evil boy. And Zach taking a lot of damage here, trying to hide by his towers. Claudius having none of it. Zach gonna try to throw out some towers Claudius's way, but the thing is, when you split up the towers like that, it's really easy to just like walk around. So it's kind of just a waste right there from Zach, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Claudius in a great spot here. Zach trying to get the position, and Claudius is just staying on him. Probably as soon as he sees the red lines, he might throw up WC6. No, he's actually not even worried about it. He's just gonna go with pressure.
Yeah, but 5 seconds before the circle closes, so not much space left here.
And three FC5s used right there for 1 dash. Great value for Claudius.
Yeah, Claudius is playing this late game so much better here. And the huge ice world is going to come down. The damage is a lot. Zach can survive this, and Claudius will take the first game.
All right, Claudius holding strong in the Battle of Vietnam. These top 3 players all representing, I think they might all be from Ho Chi Minh also. So, they can even meet up after the game and give each other a hug, drink a beer, slap each other on the back of the neck, whatever.
Well, when you're playing in the South Side Emperor definitely is stronger here. But, Claudius has been able to take the win very easily with the WC6, with the bigger range. So it seems like this matchup is more favored. And also the lack of cancels is huge when you're playing against a Water C6 as well. So Claudius seems to be in the driver's seat, at least in the first game. Let's see if anything changes here for the second.
All right. Now, again, same thing, mirrored, different sides, just targeting the Apostles, melting them down with fire and ice. That could have been a really good seed. Nice movement from Claudius to get away, but that seed got some pretty decent value there. And you see Zach trying to keep up with the W6 damage, but he needs towers and Seed of Fires to do it.
It's rough. The damage and as well the amplification does come huge into play here, as Claudius is going to make short work of the Apostles. Only 1 hunter at full health. The rest is not long for this world. And Zach taking headshot damage to the face, wasn't really paying attention to that. So he's down half. He's dropping down very low.
My goodness, that was so much damage. Holy ball sack. Do you think they're playing without sound, and that's why they don't hear the headshots? I know it's a debate. I don't really play with sound either, to be fair.
I remember one player that played with only voice lines. He doesn't play with any sound, but plays with the voice lines of the characters so he can hear when they go like hello or or whatever they say before the skills goes off. So that's very interesting between different players.
Because it is kind of distracting when they're all fucking yelling at you the whole time. But at the same time, it's really nice to know when they're shooting at you with 2,000 damage.
Yeah, it is. But here, good. Zach doing a good job in stabilizing his game, but he's still down to half health already. The fire towers do come out, doing a bit of damage towards Claudius. He's trying to stay in his zone. Everyone's just trying to chill out in their neutral zone here.
And Zach is trying to electrocute the ice, hoping it's a conductor, hoping that he can just, zap Claudius from afar, gets off some decent towers, but if he can't follow up, those towers are just going to sit there. Now Claudius is going to see these come. He's going to dash forward, get out of range. Circle's going to start closing, and now we're going to see some ice coming. And as soon as the ice comes, oh, wait, those were some good towers. Those were decent. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Zach's doing things. He's doing things. He's dropping a Seed of Fire. That was risky. That was risky. That's something I would have done.
Yeah, like all he needed to do was keep those towers up forever, but somehow he gave Claudius a way back in this game. Could be nerves, could be just a little panicking at the moment, but the towers, there are zones where Claudius can't stand, and it looks like Zach will not be able to win the trade, and it's gonna go very easily to Claudius in the first series.
That was very dominant from Claudius. Zach had a chance there in that round, though. If, like you said, when I play and Sensi watches me, he always yells at me like, Chief, only W water C4, water C4, water C4, only water C4. And then I play one other card and I lose. And he just I can feel him looking at me through the voice call like, Chief,
I told you. I literally told you.
I literally told you like 36 times. Only water C4. But I wanted to play one fireball. No, Chief. That's why you lost. And then I played the same guy and I do it. Water C4, water C, and I win. And I'm like, oh, duh. But then it's like, you got to remember that in the moment. And sometimes you feel like, maybe I play a Seed of Fire right here and I get him, right? I hit him with that big moment and I change the whole game. But it's like, nah, man, that's not the play 98 out of 100 times, especially if they're not dashing into you. Because you can't cancel FC5 very easily. So it's not something they're trying to do. When I play Water C4 and Seed of Fire, they both look similar. They're both, I stop and I do something and they're like, oh my God. And they just go. And then they're like, oh shit, that was the red one, not the blue one.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he was trying to do exactly that. He was trying to land the Seed of Fire on him when he tries to cancel the FC5, but it might have outsmarted himself there, is Zach. So that's why he's in this position right now. Down 1-0 in the lower bracket finals. No extra life, no second chance. If he loses this series as well, it means that Claudius will be moving on to the grand finals.
And I mean, judging by the way today is gone, it should be Claudius's win. We've had all 2-0s. And then it's going to be a 3-0 in the finals because that's just the way of today, it seems like. Yeah. It's actually very early. When I look at the clock, I realize if this is a 2-0 and the next one's a 3-0, I'd actually get my full night of sleep.
Wouldn't hate that. I mean, that's not the worst thing to happen. But we want to see good games. We want to see close games.
Always want to see good games. Totally down for a best of 5 or here a third set as long as Claudius wins. And that's not bias or anything.
Just saying,
Just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. And we got Zach now trying to get away from the WC6, moving all of his units up to the top left corner and really smushing Claudius's apostles.
Huge apostle advantage here for Zach. So he changed his playstyle. Oh, dashes a bit too close. Couldn't cancel the.
That was a premature ejac. That was that was a little bit premature, a little bit short coming right there, and that means that now Claudius, sitting in his ice realm, is in a pretty decent spot. He's going to take out the rogue. And then there's just going to be the hunter left, but also the last guardian for Claudius is going to drop. So Zach in a decent spot here.
Oh, takes a headshot to the face though, for Claudius, and the Seed of Fire barely missing there. The Sub-Zero freeze does come down. The hunter's going to die, and it's going to come down to the 1v1 once again.
That Seed of Fire play, man, I respect the hell out of it. Again, that's something I would do. I love to see it, but it really is hard to pull off.
Yeah, it's style points, extra style points if you do.
Oh, for sure. Premature ejaculation. Why didn't you just say that? That's funny.
I feel like maybe it's not broadcast friendly, but hey, we're going towards the late game. Let's see if Zach's able to pull things beyond. Nice timing there from Claudius. Actually, perfect timing. And he's not going to be able to cancel this, but he has plenty of low-cost Sub-Zero freezes in his hand. He's going to get one down in the middle of the map. He does not have a tailwind, so that means he's going to take a lot of damage while trying to walk out of there.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage, but that second one wasn't quite right. Zach, but it was hard because Zach doesn't have a choice, right? He can't get out of there, really. Oh, but now he's got Claudius trapped. He does have Claudius trapped. This is what Zach needed. That was the placement that he's been waiting for. He held Claudius in check. And I think Claudius's mistake there was he got aggressive and tried to use auto attacks when he should have just used his distance, played defensively, and used the circle.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree with you there, Chief. Maybe jumping the gun a little bit too early there for Claudius. Maybe he felt like he had the win at that point, but little did he know, just took a bit too much damage and gave Zach the opening to try and make a comeback in this second series.
Premature ecladulation doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
No, it does not.
But Zach now has, shown his hand, and I'm pretty sure Claudius is, he's paying attention, and he's like, oh, that auto was not worth it to give up my positioning.
Yep, absolutely not. And here Claudius changing up his game plan, focusing more on the apostles right now, not focusing on the hunters by themselves, but focusing on as many as he can.
And we've been seeing him do that, like mixing it up. And you know what I think that might be? This is just my theory. It might be mind games, right? So you go into one game and you just stun the one card so that the player's like, Because what often happens in my mind, if a player does that to me, I'm like, okay, I got to counter this.
So now
I'm thinking about this, right? And then he doesn't do it. And I've wasted brain power. I've wasted focus. And maybe I've played my cards wrong. Because I was expecting this thing to happen. So, now we have Claudius in a much better position, at least on the Apostle side of things, and but it's going to end up being the 1v1, it looks like.
Yeah, it's going to end up in the 1v1 regardless. It's just what their situation is when they reach that point. So, can't see what Zach is running in terms of mana, but his first circle is about to close. These towers early on don't really do anything. I think it's a bit too early. You still have 10 seconds before the circle closes, and those
Claudius is like, do I take damage and try to stun him, or do I not? Do I take damage and try to stun him, or do I not? And he just decided not really. He's like, I'll take a little bit of damage and have no chance of stunning him. So interesting choice, but he's back to what he's needed to focus on, and that is the positioning and staying in a spot where you do not get surrounded by red fire towers.
Oh, he gets the WC6 off. That's huge there for Zach. The huge there for Claudius, as that means that he has his circles to stand on. He doesn't have to back off too far, and he's gonna try and get a second one off because 5 seconds before the circle closes, Zach trying to get into a safe area. The tailwind into the into the WC6.
There he did it. He did the thing. He placed it early. That way he would have the positioning. And I think that was a brilliant play right there from Claudius.
Wow.
But nice towers here from Zach. And Claudius is dancing, and he gets out. That's it. That's what Claudius needed to do. He got out. Now, as long as he gets away from these towers, I think he's going to be in a good position. He does get canceled, though. Zach fighting back. This is exactly what he needed. Exactly what he needed to do. And it wasn't enough because he did get off one more big blue circle. Woo, Claudius.
That was towards the end.
So now we've gone full circle, and Zach has done everything right to win, and now Claudius has having to do everything right to win again. Right? He needs to get past that one moment before the WC6 fills the entire circle and the 6 fire towers come out. That's the moment where Zach wins.
Yeah, I actually thought, Zach was in a great spot, but Claudius was able to hold up towards the end and force us to game number 3. Now the pressure, now the momentum goes back to Claudius, and pressure goes back to Zach because he's one game away from being eliminated. And these little things, these little psychological things do come into play.
And here we go. Now Claudius is mixing it up again, going for the other play, going for just the hunter. He seems like he's just doing it every time different. Oh, he almost got that cancel. That was very close. He kind of just was predicting. And there we go. Zach now getting a cancel. So both players focusing a little bit more on the cancels here than on the apostles. And I think this is going to fare well for Zach.
Zach's in a good spot. Apostle-wise, it's still pretty even. All 3 Guardians still left up and running here for Claudius, which means that reflect for days. And Zach is not in a he can't if he can't use his FC5, that's a lot.
Premature ejaculation again. Just a little bit short, and I don't feel like that was. I feel like those are unforced errors right there, like misplacements.
Yeah, just pixel difference between winning and losing is a huge. Oh, this time he gets the cancel off there, so making up for the previous mistake. Here he tries to keep everything alive with the Aegis, but the Guardians are falling. That's what Zach's been trying to do. He's trying to keep his Guardians alive using the Aegis against the Seed of Fire, and then using the Reflex when he can.
And, that's always a nice little side hustle, right? To get in some damage with the Reflex and try to make your opponent guess and just focus on so many things. Getting off another ice barrage, basically, coming here, sucking up the final Guardian for Zach on the top side of the map. And this is still looking pretty good for Zach. Nice stun there.
Yep, cancels the Sub-Zero freeze. I don't know why he needed to cast exactly at that spot. If he was just a few pixels behind, he would have gotten the Apostle anyway, and also be out of range of the stun. So right now, Claudius in a bit of trouble. Still has 2 more Apostles to deal with, and there is a stun on that Guardian, so he has to watch out where he's positioned to try and use his skills.
Yeah, Claudius making some unforced errors, and you see it on the map as he's down by a lot right now, and I feel like he's going to get canceled here. No, he doesn't actually get canceled, and that was huge.
Oh, definitely, yeah, but Zach gets 2 huge towers off. There is a bit of space though, so he's more than happy to just stand there, wait things out. Another fire tower does come down. He is out of mana. He can't use that away, but Zach taking a lot of damage from the frozen zone, and Claudius will take the win. Moved on to the grand finals.
I think Zach was looking at Claudius and his cards and not at himself, and didn't realize he was on the ice, because there was a place to stand. I think, right? Yeah. There was a spot. And I think he was so zoned in on the fact that he had towers out, and Claudius was like in the red zone, and it was getting wild. I think that's what happened there. So congratulations, Claudius, fighting back and moving back up to rematch against Ichnum.
Yeah, this is the rematch of the upper bracket finals. And Zach did take that match very, very easily, it seems. So, but still, congrats to Zach for making 3rd place in this tournament. But it will be Claudius and Ichnum in the grand finals. Finally, an ABGG in the grand finals here, Chief.
I know, bro. I hate how happy you were when you said that, but I know it came from the bottom of your heart. Oh, yeah, and you're excited for me. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited. And now Claudius just has to beat Ichnum like 37 times.
It's a rough road to the top, but Claudius definitely has what it takes to make Ichnum sweat, and who knows, with a bit of luck, with the right adjustments, we might see Claudius make it all the way. But not gonna lie, it's gonna be a tough road. You have to beat him twice in 2 separate series. So
I think this is gonna show who has focus, because the whole thing at the end comes down to the counter game, right? Yep. But I do feel like Ichnum has the slight advantage because he can move with his EC5s.
Yeah, definitely.
So we haven't even really seen it get to the EC5 circle, because he wins beforehand usually, because it's all about zip zaps, AC1s, and getting the knock up basically, or the counter of the ice, which is so freaking hard. It's kind of like a rock, paper, scissors, right? Because like, do they have zip zap or do they have dash? Do they have both? If they use the dash, do they have another dash? Or do they have a zip zap? And did they play 2 zip zaps, or was it 1? Right? That's what starts happening in your head, and it's like, you can't really keep track, because they can also discard and just get another of whatever. So it's almost like rock, paper, scissors. Which one do I think he's going to use next? And the badge, but and the hop. Yes, a lot of that going on in their brains.
Yeah, sometimes in this situation, the best thing to do is not to think so much and just do whatever you want to do. Sometimes that's what you need to do, so that you don't get you don't scare yourself.
So you don't do what you're not supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. You do what you're supposed to do and don't do what you're not supposed to do, and let fate decide who wins.
That sounds like horrible advice. Horrible advice. Horrible advice. Joking. Sounds like great advice. Don't make any mistakes ever. Do everything right. Never misplay, and
Just
you'll
win.
probably win every single time.
Just win every time, and then you'll never lose.
Yeah. Bro, that's like saying it's colder outside than at night. Yep. Think about that one for a second. And the pause was legendary. Thank you for that. All right, here we go. It is Ichnum the Chaser against Claudius the Godslayer. They are gonna be heading into the grand frickin' finals, and the winner of this is gonna be able to really throw up them bragging rights here and and just feel really good. They worked hard for this, and now money match. I think it's 600 for first place and 400 for second place. So $200 match incoming.
Yep, pretty substantial prize there. And if you look at the history in terms of their achievements, I mean, Ichnum definitely doesn't have the achievements that Claudius has so far, but he's been proving that he is on his 100% in this tournament so far. But now we're at the end. Does he have the stamina? Does he have the mentality to finish things off? Because if not, the Godslayer is going to chase up to him for sure.
And I gotta say, Claudius was making a couple little misplays, even though he pulled it off and got the clean sweep.
Mm-hmm.
There were some little mental lapses. It is getting a little bit later here, and it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, it's gamer hours now, right? We're hitting that 11, 12 o'clock gamer hour. So if you're the guy that has a job and a family and you wake up early, then it gets really difficult to focus. Then if you're the 18, 22-year-old that lives at home and you're just gaming, this is like you're just waking up. Your brain is like now at full capacity. You have that like fresh gamer brain, and you're ready to go. So I don't know if that's the case. Ichnum looks like a businessman, so he probably has business calls that he's been waiting for. But we're about to find out. Both of these players, they know what's on the line, and it's Ancient 8 against Ape GG, and it is not Zach, producer, sir. I love you, sir. It is Ichnum.
Yeah, Zach was the previous game, but here we have the rematch here for Claudius. Let's see what he has the information from the previous game, so let's see what sort of adjustments he's going to make to try and get the win. Looks like he's playing two hunters here from Ichnum and the Guardian, while Claudius is opting to play with a single hunter and two rogues. Not gonna get the cancel off, so that's gonna be huge damage on towards these two apostles.
And I mean, we know from the last matchup that is basically what we need to watch out for here. Can Claudius get the ice down, or is Ichnum gonna rock his world with the EC5s and the knockups, right? So big headshot coming out right there from Ichnum, hitting two of the apostles from Claudius, really just melting these apostles as quickly as possible. And Claudius now dropping some more ice and working on, I think that is a rogue.
Yep, and the last hunter left alive from Ichnum will be dealt with. Here we see him trying to push the hunter in towards the zone, but he's not going to get it off. Takes a bit of damage from the headshot, actually a lot of damage, but he's going to be able to heal that up from his EC5. Two more apostles left alive here for Claudius, but looks like Ichnum is going to try and keep them alive for a short while. But Claudius putting on the pressure is not going to allow him to drop this EC5, but he gets it off anyway, so that's going to be a lot of healing. Oh, but these rogues, they hurt! They hurt a lot!
So what we're seeing here is Claudius getting into a better mid-game situation where he's just able to put the pressure onto Ichnum, keep hitting him, and, instead of dancing around, saving mana, and trying to get off a ice WC6, he's actually gotten into a decent little lead here, and now he doesn't mind this little auto attack game.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've seen Claudius be at an HP advantage while we head into the 1v1. So if he's been able to win at a lower HP, this is definitely benefiting him quite a lot. Claudius got stunned up there. But Ishnam does have the better auto attack weapon though, so that is going in his favor. As you can see, the HPs have chased up. Ishnam has the more HP right now. Things have turned. The tables have turned here. Ishnam, can he finish the game off? He dodges the auto with the tailwind. And oh no, here comes the zip zap.
My goodness, so patient from Claudius, but it wasn't enough. He does that. He may have gotten away from that auto. It's still very close, but the next auto is gonna do it. The knockup, the shield, the auto, and oh my goodness, Claudius played it so patiently, but Ichnam was ready the moment that WC6 was placed. Damn.
Ichnam came back from half HP and was able to take the win. That was insane, in fact, and it all came down to the weapon difference. The auto attack and the nice tailwinds to avoid the damage, stun him up, get shield, and then hit him back from Ishnam was just so well done towards the late game.
Yeah, the orb really shining right there in that 1v1. And that's going to be a problem throughout this series for Claudius, so he needs to do what he did last time, but he needs to seal it a bit quicker, I guess, right? Yeah. He does get off the ice. Well done. And here comes the EC5 as well. So both players schmelting each other's apostles at the moment. Well, they're rocking them and freezing them technically. But, headshot coming out. Pew! Big 1850 on the mage from Claudius. And, we're going to be seeing that late game. Auto attack, zip zap, AC1, dish dash.
1.7k from the auto of the rogue. With the killer instinct, that's huge damage. But Ishnam is be more than happy to shrug it off. Here he repositions his guardian so that it targets the hunter instead. Oh, cancel on towards the Sub-Zero freeze. That's huge there for Ishnam, and he's more than happy to take these autos. He's winning the auto battle once again.
Yeah,
cancel?
And oh boy, Claudius is getting impatient, and Ichnam is just so ready for it. Why is Claudius over? Oh, nice headshot. I wonder why Claudius isn't on the other side of the map, but I guess if he was, Ichnam would probably be there with him.
Yeah, his shot looks like it missed there. Connector on towards the Guardian, but the stun doesn't, the root doesn't cancel, and Ichnam doing a great job making sure that there is no frozen zones in the entire map and continuing on the auto attack pressure on towards the face of
Claudius. I mean, 3 cancels here. This is really, really tough. Claudius just when, how, where, every single time Ichnam is ready and has the dash up.
Yeah, he's just been on point in this specific game in terms of his cancel. Claudius couldn't get more than 1 off, it seems. His shot's not going to connect. The zip zap canceled the tailwind, so that means even more mana wasted here. Zip zap on both sides. Claudius not in the healthiest positions. He's still being auto attacked there by that hunter. That one last hunter that he has from the side of Ichnam is helping him tons in this final circle.
And now he's going to go for the headshot stun. He does get the knockup, but the headshot didn't come out. Something didn't happen there. And the game is still close. Claudius is hanging in here, even though he's not able to get off his ice. He gets off an ice. Now he needs to survive. And Ichnam's jumping in. He's trying to end it quickly. And Claudius is trying to get the final bit of damage in. Ichnam gets out of the ice. The next battle is ensuing. And Claudius is able to pull it off. All it took was 1 WC6. Holy shit balls! Let's go, baby!
Just slipping once in this entire game. He canceled
5?
I don't know, probably 6. Or even 20. I don't know.
Or 20. Let's go with 20. Let's go with 20. I'm with that. All right, so Ichnam had a much better mid game, and somehow Claudius pulled that off. So this shows if Claudius can just get those off, it's all in there. It's all possible.
Oh, definitely. And this time he focuses on one of the frontal rogues of Ichnam, but that also means that the EC5 is going to get maximum value here. Huge early tempo going towards the way of Claudius, but he's taking a bit of damage. Nothing too much on both sides.
He juked that headshot somehow. That was kind of crazy. I thought for sure he was about to get hit. Well done by Claudius, but he's still down on HP. Ichnum playing this very, very well, and he's already starting with the hover.
Yep, he's autoing, he's waiting for that one moment where you freeze, raise your book, and start casting your skills. But looks like, hey, he's done with all that, and he wants to put some headshot damage. Doesn't connect. Actually connects on towards Claudius.
And Claudius, about half HP now, does get off some ice. Finally gets off some ice. But Ichnum is going to heal, and he's already pretty much full. So Claudius in a tough spot right now.
Yep, Claudius is going to clean up these two Apostles, though. He's trying to get the second one off. Cancel. Huge. Claudius on the run right now. He doesn't have too much HP left. He's taking autos from the Hunter as well as the Guardian, and they do start to stack up. More and more zip zaps. He's still thinking, do I really need this EC5? Or can I discard that for something else? Gets another EC5 in hand. Maybe he wants to discard this or uses the prickly. That's going to reflect a lot of damage.
Uh-oh, he needs to kill that. And it just tickety-tick. And now he's hovering yet again. But now we have Claudius with one Apostle on the field with some decent HP too. So that Hunter is not to be messed with. It does have some traps, and those traps could come in huge if Claudius can chain that and get down some ice.
That is dropping a bit too low, though. The Hunter auto attacks are definitely starting to stack up, starting to even out the odds here. No cancel on towards the Zip Zap Orbs. He's continuing to spam that. Ichnum spells blood in the air, but the shield, the nice dodge on the auto attack might have given him a chance. But no, Ichnum still manages to clean things up and takes the first game of this Best of 5 series.
So I think Claudius has to go for maximum Apostle damage, not this one Apostle stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think that's working. I feel like he needs to just kill the Apostles. That way he can use his Apostles to dance around all of these AC1, AC2s from Ichnum later in the game. Because in the 1v1, when he doesn't have any distance, he can't do anything. He can't play a WC6. He needs the distance, and to do that, I think he needs to get more of an Apostle advantage in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, Chief. He has to keep his rogues alive because we saw how much damage his rogues do. Just even through the healing of the EC5, they were able to chip him down. So yeah.
Yeah, at the end, right? That one Hunter even, was able to do a lot of damage, and Ichnum was kind of slowly. It was getting closer, not further, right? And so if there's two Apostles there, and Claudius has like 10% more life, it becomes very hard for Ichnum.
Yeah, definitely. And it's he definitely has the, like we saw in the second game that Claudius definitely has a chance to win. So that he needs to make the adjustments, not necessarily Apostle adjustments or planet adjustments, but more of a game plan adjustment to play against Ichnum, because Ichnum has just been playing the late game super well with the autos and the zip zaps.
Yeah, the autos, the zip zaps, and always hovering, the tailwind dashes. Yep. It's just, I feel bad for Claudius, but I'm learning so much watching Ichnum. Because again, Claudius plays a similar type of planet as me, so I'm like watching this and I'm like, that's why I lose. Because if anyone is hovering there, I'm just screwed. So I just need to be more patient, use my Apostles, use my distance, and like over time, I'll get canceled less and I'll win more games. And then eventually I'll play Ichnum and I'll get canceled every single time and I'll lose and I'll be sad and I'll be like, well, that's why I'm casting. But that's
it. If you're facing Ichnum, that means you're pretty high rank, so that doesn't sound like too bad of a thing to happen as well.
Touche. What if it's like Ichnum V2, right? Like Ichnum Jr. He's on A7, you know what I'm saying?
A7, okay. I get it.
Oh boy, I'm getting tired. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into set number 2. Ichnum and Claudius. Claudius down 1-0, needs to fight back for APGG, needs to get a set here. The thing that scares me is even if he can get a set or two, beating Ichnum 6 times and that kind of end game looks really difficult.
Sounds really hard. I mean, you have to beat a guy that beat you multiple times already, and you have to win that 6 times. That's just really hard. And when you're this late in this tournament and you have to play more games than your opponent, things are starting to stack up here for Claudius.
Yeah, E4E GG, Chief Top 300. I'm actually itching him. I'm playing and casting at the same time.
So that's why we don't have the cameras on, so that we can't see you playing right now.
Correct. And you don't hear the buttons because I'm using my toes and it's under the screen. Just don't tell anybody. It's my secret. I've been working real hard lately.
So that's why he's been making the adjustments so fast. Is he can hear cancel coming from Ichnam once again. I mean, he's been on point in these cancels so far.
Bro, that has just been like, that is this matchup, right? It literally is just, can he get off WC6? If not, you lose. If yes, you win. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And Ichnam has done such a good job of focusing on that. But now Claudius getting a little bit of an early game lead, putting on that counter pressure that we saw him do in a couple games and worked really well. Look, he's juking all these auto attacks, and Ichnam is trying this battle. He does have EC5 though, so that's a bit annoying. He does have some healing, but still Ichnam very low right now, and Claudius trying to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, that was
baits him. He baited him.
Just pure skill here coming from Claudius, having a weaker weapon in a 1v1 but still winning the trade. That's all mechanical skill coming from Claudius. But this is huge healing going towards the way of Ichnam. All that hard work from Claudius looking like it might be completely futile as he heals back to almost half here already.
Yeah, he's back to half. Now Claudius on the back foot, and there's still Apostles on the field for the EC5. It just feels like no matter what he does, he can't quite crack the code. But maybe if he can keep this pressure on, he can get Ichnam's hands off of his Gustwind dash, right?
Yeah.
That's been the problem, and maybe he's going to be able to get that off here because Ichnam's been under some pressure and does need to play EC5s in order to heal back up.
Yeah, that's what Claudius is thinking, that when he's trying to hover. But no, Ichnam still on point. But the damage from the Hunters might be adding up here. Looks like Claudius is in a good spot, but there's still 2 more Apostles from the side of Ichnam. The shields are going to come out trying to keep him alive. The zip-zap starting to stack up. And looks like Claudius will take the game in the first game of the series.
He basically didn't even try to play WC6 that game. I guess that might be the strategy here. Play 1 or 2 early and then just stop. Because you can't afford to lose the mana, right? You gotta have that mana go into something. So what he's doing now is he's trying to bait Ichnam around the map, use his Guardians to stun, which worked decently, use the Sprinkler, which looks way weaker than it is. It actually does pretty good damage. And then just try to dodge some of those auto attacks from Ichnam since it's... Oh, and then there it is! EC stunned! EC5 canceled right off the bat. Claudius is starting to get a little bit of a feel on Ichnam's moves.
Yeah. Can't give the Godslayer too much information because that's when he starts to download you. That's when he starts.
And look at second EC5 is canceled because he switcheroos out of there, and Ichnam gets no value for his EC5s. This is very good for Claudius.
Great spot here for Claudius, full HP, and still trying to put the pressure on. But here comes the double shot volley once again, huge damage. It does 1,200 damage if you stand in the single area and get hits twice. So huge long range potential. He has the Apostle advantage. He has stun. Nope, doesn't get the cancel off this time. So that's going to be huge healing. But he does have the movement skills on his Apostle, so he can get them out of there and reduce the healing by a little bit as well.
Yeah, and I mean, that was still very good for Claudius because he's got Ichnam in this corner now, forcing him to use his EC5 since the first 2 were basically useless. Great movement from Ichnam, getting away from these headshots, getting away from the dashes, reacting at, the pull of a trigger. It's very impressive. This player is very good. Big headshot coming in from Ichnam as well. And now we do see Claudius get off a WC5. Him keeping Ichnam busy gave him an opportunity where Ichnam was not focusing on that one card.
Yeah, that's this is Claudius, pressuring with the pressure, using full use of the pressure, the damage. Oh, but the heals come out just in time. clutch healing there from the EC5, and that's gonna be a lot of the hard work from Claudius completely negated. The HP is almost even right now, all off of a single EC5. And right now, Ishnam is the one giving chase. The stun gonna get dodged. That means the arrows actually connects. But he's in a bad spot in between the Hunter and the autos. He has to back off.
But he finally gets off some snow because, again, he's been putting Ichnam under a whole different kind of pressure this game. Yep. And now we're in a late game that, Claudius has that advantage. He's got that Apostle on the field. Ichnam's using it for some healing, but this might give Claudius the chance to get the ice up. And no, it's canceled again. Ichnam is not allowing Claudius that moment, that 1 second that he needs.
Claudius has been taking the 1v1 fights better, but with this HP disadvantage, I don't think he's able to do it, and he's going to be forced to play a game number 3. Despite his hard work, despite everything he's done, Ishnam manages to claw himself back.
Did you notice right there? Because Claudius has been juking Ichnam's auto attacks. Now Ichnam is starting to adjust to that. And he's dashing. It's like AC5s, right? Or Pizza Cutter. They're doing that same movement, that same tingy. And this matchup just keeps evolving, little piece by little piece.
Yep, that's how good players. That's what happens when two good players meet. Oh, huge cancel on towards the EC5 there. Once again with the fallout from the mage.
Hey, I mean, that's what won him the first game, right? So if he can do that again and repeat that, he knows that next EC5 is about to come out soon.
He does have a stun on the Guardian. He walks right into that and gets cancelled once again. Another great start there for Claudius, and already down to half health is Ishnam. He's trying to get out, but double shot volley.
Because now Ichnam can't focus on WC6s because he has to focus on EC5s. He has to heal. He has to do all these other things. He cannot focus on that now. So now it's on Claudius to do the same thing. And now Claudius is trying to do what Ichnam's been doing all day. The difference is Ichnam is able to dash afterwards. So maybe Claudius needs to just focus on the Apostles here and clean them up quickly. There's nothing he can really do about this Ichnam damage and healing. Just get the field advantage so he can go into the late game and get support from his Apostles, keep the distance, and be able to really dominate with his ranged or his big circled WC6.
Yep, absolutely. That should definitely be what Claudius should be doing. Like, stop trying to pressure, because you know that you'll never be able to cancel everything. So the moment you miss one, that's when he heals to full. So why not just put the early pressure, then go back on focusing getting the Apostles and win from there.
Because, now Ichnam is going back into this annoying zip-zap battle, dodging the headshot, well played right there, dodging pretty much everything, and getting a stun off himself. Claudius is struggling a little bit right now, and he's trying to get that range. He did it! He set it up right when the EC5 came out. He played it, so he has a little bit of a safe zone. Is it going to be enough?
In terms of HP-wise, I mean, Ishnam has been learning, adapting to the auto-attack battle, so that will give him... that is Claudius losing the edge that he had in a bit. So here it's going to be tough to see, tough to say who's going to win. Oh, the auto kind of went nowhere there for Ishnam. And
and Claudius gets off a circle. Now we just got to see, is he going to play it smart? Is he going to be able to get off a second one? Or is it going to be Ichnam that still rolls through this? Ichnam is getting a little bit low. The zip-zaps are out, and now Claudius seems to have a little bit of momentum, but it's not over yet. He needs another auto attack, and he takes it! He takes it! We're not going to have a sweep 0!
Yeah. Grand Finals is nothing if it's a sweep, so Claudius managing to claw himself slowly but surely, one game at a time mentality, takes the win in the second series and forces us to win. It's essentially a best of 3. Very well done there towards the end. And yeah, Ishnam is starting to sweat. I mean, this is the most challenging match he's ever had so far.
I don't think he's ever been in the finals, at least not in Aperon, right? We haven't seen him, and we've been doing all the tournaments. So if we don't know you as a finalist, and you probably haven't been there just quite yet. He is now. He's leaving his mark. We'll never forget Ichnim after tonight because he is playing extremely high level Aperon.
Absolutely.
So, we got to really appreciate him. And while we're waiting to get into the next match, I want to give another shout out to Loot Rush. Thank you guys for supporting. Thank you guys for coming out and really doing a lot for the Aperon scene. If you guys are looking for different planets to try in Aperon, or maybe you're a free-to-play player and you just want to try an NFT, see what it feels like, Loot Rush is your stop. Make sure to go and get yourself a planet. Do we have the sponsor slide? I think it's lootrush.com, correct? And yeah, make sure to check them out. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Lootrush.com. And thank you guys. And thank you also, Aperon, for, giving us the opportunity to be a part of this amazing esports scene. This is what's good, baby. We are out here doing the tingy, building organic Aperon action. They have $1 million tournament coming up. It was funny. My players were like, yeah, the prizes are small. And I was like, Axie has spoiled you motherfuckers. Like, for real, with these $500,000, $1 million prize pools. You can't do nothing for nobody anymore. It's not enough. Everyone's got them high expectations. And I'm like, thinking to myself, man, and the other thing about this game is it's regions, right?
Yeah.
The prizes would be much larger if we had everyone in one region. But then it would be everybody would be complaining about ping. So you can't win. It's not actually possible in esports. You're always going to be the bad guy and something's always going to be wrong. But that's okay, because that's just part of it. That's just part of the job.
Yeah, we gotta roll with the punches and do what we think is the best for the community, for everyone watching as well.
And we're going into set number 3. Ichnim has been on fire, the player to beat. Claudius seems to have a strategy now, a way in. It's not foolproof. It's not easy to do, but he does seem to have a way to get the pressure on, get a couple cancels in, and then allow... Because really, the early pressure is allowing Claudius to get into the mid game and get off the WC6. That's all it is. It's not even to kill Ichnim usually. It's just so he can play his own cards.
Yeah, he that's what he's that's what's been working out for Claudius in the previous series. So let's see what adjustments will Ichnim make. I mean, that was an unexpected loss for him, but let's see if he's able to climb back and take the lead in the series once again.
Or is Claudius going to show 8GG's resilience after such a difficult week and bring us home a dub? That would be nice. I'd dig that for sure. Mm-hmm. Then Rollo can win tomorrow. He's got to beat Sharpie or else I'm going to cry. That has to be revenged. But all right, coming out, here we go. Both players just cruising about, doing their thing. No biggies yet. Nice headshot coming out right there from Ichnim. And just getting those orb attacks into the Guardian. Trying to get that big boy out. Because, that Guardian stunned Ichnim a lot last set. I think he's probably a bit annoyed.
Yeah, he's probably wanting to deal with that as much as he can. While also keeping his own Guardian alive. But he's going straight for the auto attack trade over here. And he's getting a good amount of damage. The rogues helping him out as well. 1.2k with the auto attack.
And now Claudius trying to get Ichnim over in the corner by himself. And because of the split, the distance, Claudius is able to get off some ice. And now Ichnim is trying to play an EC5. Does get stunned, but it doesn't affect the cast. And both players just hiding on their circles.
Yeah, this is a good spot here for Ichnim right now. HP advantage, as well as getting the rogue alive. He's more than happy to take these trades, these auto attack trades, because they do the rogues with Killer Instinct Cup do a lot of damage. And look at that, he's more than happy to walk into the zone, knowing that he will help his rogue stay alive. And every second every auto attack the rogue gets off is huge amount of damage.
Yeah, look at him swinging his little claws, being a little jerk. not dying, putting up his little shield. He's so cute though, but he's so vicious. Look at the little, oh my goodness, a little annoying schmuck. All right, but now it's about to go into the 1v1. Claudius is definitely behind, but we know all it takes is one Sub-Zero and it can change everything. But that auto attack was absolutely huge. And I think this one is going to go in the way of Ichnum.
Yeah, Ishnam seems to have read how he's playing against the auto attack, and that's why he's waiting for the dash and then stopping his and then only using his auto attack. So that's how this little mini meta against both these players have been evolving. They are just learning from each other, and everything they do is trying to get one up on their opponents.
Well, now it's full circle again because now Claudius has to not dash, which will mean that Ichnum will hold his auto attacks longer, which will reduce the efficiency of his auto attacks, right?
Yep, exactly.
So it's just the way it is. It's a very back and forth type of thing here, and it's tiny, tiny little thingies, right? It's not big changes. It's like, okay, well, he's going to dash to juke by auto attack. So now the dasher has to not dash so that you don't use the auto attack. And it just is going to go back and forth. And it's going to be the deciding factor potentially. Besides, obviously, at this point, we expect Ichnum to cancel at least 60% of the WC6s, if not 80.
Yeah, but right now he has to deal with these apostles. There's still the Guardian left alive. It's been pretty annoying to deal with. How Claudius is trying to keep it alive as long as possible, but this is a huge EC5. He actually gets the Hunter out of the range. Oh no, just in range of the Sub-Zero freeze as well. So he's going to lose his Hunter really quickly.
Yeah, Hunter's going to go down this time, which is going to be much, much better for Claudius. Because last round, that was very, very ugly. And all right, so now we're back in the situation. Claudius has a slight advantage, but they're still healing on the field for Ichnum. Can Claudius take this situation and get himself into a winning end game? That's the question. He misses that one right there. I feel like he has to use his... it's so hard to cancel the EC5 with the Tailwind.
Yeah, it is. It does take a bit of practice, but here comes the 1v1 war, the auto attack war, and let's see what sort of play style both players will be using. They are just waiting for each other right now, waiting for the stun before the auto attack. So that's how this has evolved, Chief. They're both not even auto attacking until the opponent is stunned from the zip zap.
This is insanity. And right now, Claudius doing really well, getting it to it. Oh, see the. Words are very hard sometimes. And wow, well freaking done. This is incredible. These players are bringing out all the stops, and I am loving it.
Yeah, I think the zip zap of Claudius is at a higher level. That's why he's been able to do a bit more damage, even without by auto attacking. It's just that when Ichnum auto attacks, then that's where he makes up for the difference. So if they're both not auto attacking, then Ichnum it will be at the disadvantage.
So rubber match yet again, and this is a big one. If Claudius can win this and go up in the set, then he's going to start having some momentum for the first time against Ichnum. If Ichnum wins this, then we're going to be back in this situation where Claudius is fighting from behind, cannot make a mistake, and that's not the kind of pressure you want for hours and hours of gaming.
Yeah, definitely. Both players want to end this as quickly as possible. Claudius more than Ichnum just because he's been forced to play a bit more games. Headshot going to connect. That's permanent damage. Oh, nice movements there from Ichnum. Dodges the tailwind and also the headshot at the same time. That is insane movement coming from him.
Hey, these Viets, they have some quick fingers, bro. They be clickety-clacketing real quick. They do not mess around. We have the Vietnam Invitational here, it feels like, tonight. These players are dominating, and Claudius getting out another WC6 right there. And, you know, in a decent spot here, but right now down a little bit of HP, and Ichnum feeling pretty good, I think, right now.
Yeah, Claudius definitely not in a good spot. He's getting 2 versus 1 by this one Hunter, and he will also have the Guardian left alive if he doesn't deal with that. gets the water C6 off, but the reflex gonna chip him down a little bit more as well. So every bit of damage, just because he has no way to heal at all, is gonna be huge. But here, the hand of Ishnam doesn't look that good. He has 2 EC5s in hand, which is not something he would want to use a lot in this situation.
Explain to me what happened with the stun right there from the hunter. I don't even know how that happened. That was really odd. But anyways, I guess it doesn't matter. He does finally get a cancel, and that's funny. The first cancel he gets is because he was doing a headshot. It wasn't even because of that. So it was not on purpose. It was on accident. So that was awesome. Love to see it. But Claudius is very, very low. He needs to stay alive as long as he can because the hunter is helping. It is tickety-tacketing right now. And now he's got a little bit of a stun there as well. So Claudius buying time here. Very smart play. Using the hunter. Using the stun. But no! Ichnam comes out with the auto attack, jumps into the stun, and pops him in the chin.
Yeah, that was towards the end. I mean, Ishnam was definitely feeling the pressure. It felt like Claudius had, because of his passives, he could have found a way to try and take the win towards the end. But nicely done there by Ishnam to be able to close things out, and he takes the series lead once again.
Wow! Yeah, got greedy, should have kited back more, I guess, right? Just stayed all the way back. Again, he does that sometimes. He's trying to be so efficient, Claudius. He stays too close sometimes and he gets caught. He's been caught twice tonight. That time by the auto and one time against Zach by the FC5 towers.
Yeah, he's trying to min-max a bit too much. It's like if he just backs off 2 more pixels towards the back, he would have been in a safer area, but maybe he felt that he wants to be in range to auto him the moment he gets stunned up there by the root trap slide. But ultimately, Ishnam was just
that was like, if that was calculated, damn son. Damn.
But yeah,
full kite, let Hunter 1v1. Yeah. Because he did a pretty good job of staying alive and allowing that hunter time, but just had to keep feeding into that.
Yeah, when your game plan is working, you don't change out of the plan in the last minute. And we definitely saw Ishnam, like, despite having the HP advantage at the start, it got a bit too close towards the end. So if Claudius was just able to hold on for even 10 more seconds, the whole game might be completely different here.
And because the thing is Ichnam cannot play the EC5 against the Apostle, because the second he plays EC5, Claudius is going to play WC6, and then Claudius is going to win.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, I mean, this is where these players have been playing for hours. Fatigue starting to set in. It's getting a bit late at night.
Tell me about it.
Starting to feel hungry again. So yeah, all of these things do stack up, and mistakes are starting to show. Cracks are starting to happen on both these players.
So let's jump into the 4th set between Claudius Ichnam from Vietnam and Claudius with his back against the wall. Every set has been so freaking close, but Ichnam coming out on top, 2 of the 3 so far. And Claudius, big mountain to climb, starts here. Can he tie it up and take us to a 5th set? That alone would already be awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely been a very interesting finals. We're not seeing flashy plays. We're not seeing like huge mistakes, but it's the minute differences. The auto attack jukes. These things you don't even think about is juking your opponent's auto attack. But that has been, in many times in this entire series and even other series, the difference between winning and losing.
Especially in this series and this matchup between these two teams. They have just been absolutely on each other's ass. And this is the series, like both of them, it's going to be interesting because if whoever takes this series and really digests it and dissects it is going to be able to beat the other person the next time they play. Yep. For sure. Because it's such little things and there's so many of them that if you can figure out their their moves, their little tiny ticks, the things they just tend to do in tough situations, etc., etc., etc. If it was important to you, this would be the series where both players could really figure out so much about this matchup.
Yeah, even just like the auto attack animation, timing, and things like that. Just tiny differences that have been the difference maker in this series. And here comes a huge EC5 here. But
well, also like for example, how Claudius has had games where he's like clearly ahead in the mid game, but then there's games, most of the games he's slightly behind.
Yeah.
But some games he's clearly ahead. What is he doing differently in those games, right? That's what I always wonder. So right now he is getting off his WC6s without any big issue. That must feel good.
Yeah, but that also means that Ishnam has been having the time of his life as well, not under a lot of pressure. But right now there is still the Hunter left alive from Claudius, and that's going to help him out in the auto attack war quite a bit. So Ishnam has to look out for the auto of the Hunter, as well as trying to time the autos from Claudius as well.
As well as the traps, as well as, the fact that, again, when Ichnam has to focus on the Hunter and he misplaced that, it felt like, then he's not able to focus on the ice, right? So here we go. Some ice is coming into play, and Claudius, the Hunter's still half health, so there's still some good health here. Ichnam playing, that auto attack game, and the Hunter now is at its finest.
Yeah, Hunter's a bit too low though, so it's not gonna be not long for this. Well, the auto attack 1.5k. Oh, the eyes doesn't get cancelled. He didn't see the animation. He was getting blocked by his own planet. That he didn't see the casting animation, and that's what happens when you don't play with sound. You don't know what your opponent is doing sometimes.
Oh, but Claudius sitting on the EC5. You can't do that, Claudius. That's not good. That's bad. It hurts. It's painful. Oh boy, Claudius, he's done that twice today. Big mistake, and now I'd be tilted. I would be tilted after that. That hurt badly, and this is gonna go down to Ichnam because that was game changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I know it is hard to see, but you can definitely see the circle inside the area, and that also like you said, it's net increase in HP for your opponent and decrease for you. So you're losing twice the value. You're getting double dip there when you step into the EC5. So a huge mistake there from Claudius. Maybe it could be the fatigue stepping in and whatnot, but definitely.
Yeah, that feels like fatigue. That's a fatigue play to me. I feel like, I think he came from work today and he's probably like dying, exhausted right now. And hey, that is esports. That's part of it. You have to be able to compete for a long time sometimes, and that's the game. And right now, Ichnam is on fuego. He's on point, on fire. And Claudius, if he loses this game, it's over.
Yeah, and Ichnam's off to a great start. One Apostle already dead, 2 more to deal with only. So that's not going to bode well here for Claudius. 2 Hunters left alive that you have to deal with is a tough situation to be in. Headshot, going to connect on towards him, but the shield blocks most of that. So not going to lose out too much here, but Claudius being chased by so many Apostles is not going to be... He's not going to be in a great spot. Cancel! Going to be done there by Ichnam.
Yeah, Claudius is just trying whatever he can. He's trying everything in the book. He's gonna get up close. He's gonna be far away. He's running out of answers. Basically, Ichnam has been playing so consistently this whole series. Hats off to Ichnam.
Gets the cancel. Water C6 once again. The rogues start to come in, chip in, do a huge ton of damage. The stun, the rogue, one more auto attack should be able to kill it, and that's gonna be Ichnam taking the series once again. Wait, it's over.
It's over.
Oh, wow.
It's over. Ichnam, he had the stamina, he had the gameplay, and he was able to clutch it. That was impressive. Well done. It was the suit. It was the suit.
Very well done there. I mean, being able to adjust to how Claudius was adjusting to his auto attack pattern is something else. This is something that I've never even considered, is that how to take that 1-versus-1 auto fight. But these two were able to do it on the fly in a tournament setting. I mean, hats off to both of you. That's why you guys are in the finals, and you guys definitely gave us a great show.
That was a lot of fun, Zero. Thank you so much for being here, bro. This was good stuff. Does Ichnam want to do an interview? Let's see if Ichnam is down for an interview.
Do you think he'll be in a suit?
Negative. Okay, but the quote of the night: as long as you win every time, you will never lose. 2024. Mark that. Let's make an NFT out of it. We're gonna pin it in the group, and we're gonna keep that.
That's facts. If you only win, you never lose. That's not wrong.
Truth. All right, brother. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to cut this short because I got to get up soon and do this again. Everybody, have a great night. We're going to be back in, 8 hours or so with the South American top 8 as well. E4E, A New Dawn. Thank you guys so much. Zero, take us away. Let the people know anything you want to say.
No, thanks for everyone for watching, and see you guys tomorrow. Not me. I'm gonna be watching on the stream, but see you, Chief, of course, for the next tournament tomorrow.
All right. Well, have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you soon.